ready to carry like a pro. The Infinix is the best brand of smartphone who happens to be sponsoring us here at the MPL MY for our playoffs and the rest of the season to get yourself up to snuff like the rest.
Absolutely, comes with all-day full FPS system, no frame drops.
Hello everyone, kejap. Let me change this.
Again, we gotta talk about DxO and Aero Esports. Two teams with very different identities, but walking the same parallel storyline.
Test. Breakfast, yes. Baru breakfast.
Swap the arrival of new players, the revival of old DXS carrying the hopes of MAL, Aero Esports, a rebrand from the old Red Esports, and right now both of them have one more chance in this best of 5.
It really is a surprise once again to see the
Alright, nanti maybe Aria join.
because when the season started, no one would have believed you if you told them that Aero Esports and DxO would be in the top 4, would be facing off in the lower bracket semi-finals.
Jap.
But lo and behold, that is
Tapi nanti
the
nak pakai
reality
disco siapa?
that we face ourselves in right now. The new
Ay, tukar
ones
disco ay.
clash for the right to face the mighty Homebois in the lower bracket finals.
Hello guys, setting a few things, and then we should be good.
I'm not gonna lie, I have to agree with you guys in most opinions online. Nobody would have expected both of these teams to actually make it this far, considering, their history and alongside with their track record with veteran players. Even I wouldn't have imagined that they make it out of phase number 1. But the fact that they are here, right, we have to give them consolidation prizes. The real test is what happens after, because not only do they have to play against each other today, they still have Homebois in that lower bracket. And it seems to me that Homebois as well.
Hello everyone, good morning. Just setting Discord kejap. So nanti sekarang Aria dengan Faii boleh join sekali.
Two teams when they both faced off against Homeboys, surprisingly enough, DXS was the one that was able to push Homeboys the full distance, right? All 5 games in phase number 1. And there was a world where DXS could have been the one waiting in the lower bracket finals, but alas, they will have to.
Waalaikumsalam, Faiz. Kak Laphel dah pakai voice changer. No, but she might be joining the stream. Hello, Faiz. Hello, Majimbu. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone is having a good day. Changing the setup just a little bit. Come on, increase. All right. Let me get my caster get up.
Vamos in particular, MV, it's like, okay, a repeat of history, but the fact that they lost 3-0 against DXS was pretty shocking, right? Which goes to show that the landscape, especially in our current metagame, I think not only for our playoffs, but for playoffs around the world that have been happening for the major regions like ID, who's currently concurrently happening even today, is what's been shocking me. This meta has started to push aggressive teams and high burst mages, high burst assassins, high burst marksmen as well into play, causing a lot of
full on custom mode siap dengan ni lagi. If DX go to MSC, it will be a shock. Yes, but that will be good because nanti kadang budak taman will go international. People will kenal nama budak taman, and that'll be pretty cool. By the way, how's the audio? Everything semua orang korang boleh dengar? You guys can hear everything? Everything's good?
All of a sudden you find yourself playing off the back foot right from the beginning.
Selamat datang, masih pagi lagi, Ili. Or Eli. Eli, I'm gonna call you Eli.
But in other MPLs as well,
Feel bad, I don't want to cover Gideon's face, so I'm gonna put bottom here for a while.
Like PH and Indonesia, even regions like the Mekong qualifiers, right? A lot of these
Tak ada stage ke? Ada kat belakang tu?
from the draft.
Nampak kat belakang tu?
In of itself is a pretty
Nanti korang tengok. The playoff, they make it look so much better. The playoffs look so much better. Trust me.
More important to open up options for the rest of the team. We actually
Audio terbaik? Alright, that's good. Hello, Judaliu.
So let's hear what our boy
Tak ada stage, esok.
Bryden has to say.
It's good, but I don't taste too much of the apa bagi?
For question
Coffee,
one, I think teams in MPL Malaysia performed as expected or close to it, with the exception of Homebois. I think out of nowhere, Homebois went on a bit of a improvement spike, and I think we're, over in Indo, we're pretty happy about that. But by all means, everything is pretty much so-so. We knew the strategy and
Let me change something.
teams already, and
faham.
has happened.
Cuba cakap, hello? Okay, boleh dengar. Bapak kuat siap suara kau. Holy shit. Let me adjust your volume kejap, Aria. By the way, guys, korang boleh dengar Aria kan? Alright, this should be good. Okay, Aria cakap hello.
Hello.
Alright, perfect. Sounds good. Chat, korang boleh dengar tak? Kopiah, Fel? Alright, aku pakai kopiah.
I really hope that
Boleh korang boleh dengar Aria? Perfect.
have a good run. That's a straight up no, man. I'm sorry, but the run that Team Liquid ID went on is not normal,
I just
and it should
pasang
not be
dekat
viewed
earphone
as
je.
such.
Sebab
That was a
setting
crazy run that made no
apa nama?
sense. So
Dekat
many
Discord
factors
is
that kinda
pakai
come
monitor.
together to make
So
it
dia memang
happen.
tak dengar sangat.
I don't think we're gonna see anything quite like it for a long,
Nampak ni?
long time.
Discord,
Maybe something close
setting,
to match
voice and
Team Liquid
video.
ID's run, from rookie
Input
to
is
champion.
where you punya
I
voice
think
comes
that's
in,
crazy,
output is where you
right? So
listen.
many things have to come
Semalam
together
you
for that
put
to happen.
on one of the monitors, so now itu kat main stream.
I think it brings that
And then on the stream as well, desktop audio ni,
Ball server, as always.
and then
Becomes
mainstream.
more
Ya, tu dia.
composed, aggressive jungler. If
Tapi kalau aku pakai kopiah, maybe nak kena just ada frontal view.
He knows
Baru nampak
to really turn up the aggression and
alim
wants to
sikit.
actually just, farm and rotate and be in the right place at
Kenapa
the
kau
right
pakai
time.
kopiah, Laphel?
So, obviously,
Hari Jumaat hari tu aku pakai kopiah pasal ada orang cakap hari ni pakai suit dengan pakai kopiah.
He's doing great.
Aku tak tahu kenapa orang nak benda tu, but we're gonna go with it.
Does he?
Let's see. Kalau aku tukar ke sini, how does it look?
I think
Does it look
Homebois
better?
has like the momentum, quote unquote.
It looks different. Nah,
With a bit of the
frontal
orange
still okay.
bias, I gotta go with Arrow, man. I think
Kau macam mana dia? Kau dekat sana pukul apa sekarang?
show up big.
Sekarang pukul 3 petang.
3 petang?
Thank you very much to the number
Yeah.
one Kingdom supporter, Arashi. Great thoughts.
3
Sini
hours
beza
ahead.
4 jam.
Decent,
Oh, 4 jam. I see. Everyone say hi to Alia. Love very handsome. Thank you. Kalau MPMY ada franchise, boleh suggest Team Liquid beli slot DX. Tapi tak kas kali ni, so I kas. Where's Kak Faii? Kak Faii akan masuk soon.
DXS, I mean, we still have a long journey to go.
Macam ketua kampung, a bit lah.
Yeah, no, really.
Oh, kau tengah tengok stream sekali ke?
Ha, aku ada iPad dengan ni, laptop.
Faham. DX lawan dengan Aero Aero ni team kuat, tapi sebab DX ni budak-budak baru, ramai orang sokong DX jap. Korang dekat komen, korang sokong siapa? Hi guys, say hi to Alia guys. Alia dekat dalam ni. Cakap dia gula
Hi,
untuk
guys.
MWI.
So much further.
Welcome to my guys.
Many of us would have given them credit for. Remember, this is a team that actually dropped one of their first games against Ocean Black. at
Nak
the
pergi
start
tengok
of the
konsert
season,
in-team.
And many of us already had our expectations set in stone when
Oh,
they
in-team
were
yang
able
team nasyid tu.
to make
Tapi
it
aku tak suka tu
particularly
pergi konsert.
far, and yet they have proven all of us wrong.
Poll fail. Oh, lah boleh buat
Time
poll kan?
again.
Ya, aku buat poll.
It wouldn't be the first time an
Start
NPL
poll.
fight at a rookie team has a chance of going up to the champion position, but the path there is definitely a lot more difficult.
Yeah, shout out to Team Huck back then, who was also the one that really made history. But we also need to look at the rise of the rookies from both teams. We got Reza
Yeah,
and
aku tengah buat
Zikif
poll.
from Aero, Kimin and Siska from DXO. Some of them candidates for highlights of their roles or players of their roles. But any particular.
Tapi aku rasa kan, sebenarnya rookie, walaupun Kimin perform, aku fikir memang antara Siska ataupun Zikif dia patut dapat. Sebab Zikif ni pun gila tu. Hello, Faii.
Hello.
Korang boleh dengar Faii?
Hello.
Laphel nampak macam bawa Avanza. Siut lah.
Oh my god.
Asalkan tak bawa Honda. Avanza is
I
better.
agree. I am a
Asalkan
big
tak bawa
fan of
Honda,
Zikif.
betul.
I feel like he is
Can listen? Alright, perfect. All hail budak taman. Ui, 77% nak jadi budak taman Siapa Faii? My wife.
Cannot count out the rookies from DXS as well. I think Siska has been a very stable performer throughout the regular season.
Itulah saya rasa antara dua tu dapat rookie of the season. Budak taman all the way. Ui, 79% budak taman lah siap.
Huge improvement from this player to the point where many of us wondered, was there
KDA Zikif 2.91, KDA Kimin 2.92. Gila tu Zikif antara KDA paling tinggi.
And it's not just Kimin, but the rest of DXS, right?
Oh, dengan
Zikif Roma
dia Roma. Tapi boleh tahan KDA dia.
And better. They just keep on evolving, which is such a rare quality for a team.
Kenapa Faii masuk Discord? I rasa dia segan nak muncul depan kamera.
Itulah, I thought Faii will masuk kamera juga.
Tengoklah, korang push dia nanti maybe dia semangat datang. Ramai vote DX sebab Hazel. Tapi aku rasa Hazel biasa je tu. Aku rasa Kim dengan Zikif tu yang power tu. Penceramah mana ni? Penceramah Land of Dawn. Land of Dawn.
Oh boy, this team, it's interesting, right? Because playoffs has a
Dia nak cast esok Ustaz Laphel. Oh, statement yang berani. No, I'm being honest, bro. Hari ni kalau Hazel perform, okay lah, alhamdulillah lah Hazel perform. Tapi kalau ikut play in hari tu, aku rasa Hazel biasa je. Kalau sebab cara kau kalahkan Aero, kau tutup Zikif. Kau tak payah tutup Hazel, kau tutup Zikif. Zikif tak dapat main, satu team tak dapat main. Berani sebab fans RQ, kita kena berani sebab Allah. Islam, kita kena jujur. Aku sebagai streamer, aku kena bagi korang pendapat yang tak berkias. Allah yang satu, guys. Allah yang satu. Ni best of berapa? Best of 5. Mantap kan? Ingat tu guys, ingat tu guys. Kita tak kecam, kita cuma cakap dia ni okey ke tak okey. Kalau kita kecam, astagfirullah. Astagfirullah. Fair, ni pakaian orang pergi mahkamah syariah. Aku pernah pergi mahkamah syariah dan betul, diorang pakai macam ni. Aria, kau rasa Rasi main macam mana? Okey ke kau tak sempat tengok banyak game DX?
Aku tak sempat tengok DX sangat tu.
Rasi ni macam, ada masa dia macam Romo nombor 1 tau. Ada masa dia main macam ancah.
Oh my god.
Dia ni pelik-pelik, dia tak konsisten sangat. Tapi bila dia perform, dia perform gila lah.
Yes, I agree.
Esok aku kas. Aku tak suka the host penat tu. Oh, come on, walk in.
Still standing tall after a 3-1 defeat to SRG. They're looking to bounce.
Aku lupa nak bagi tahu orang aku dah live.
Leading the charge with creative angles.
Style tu.
Style tu. Baik tu.
Lagi style daripada MPL lain.
Betul?
MPL
MPL lain biasa-biasa je tu.
Betul?
From underdogs to contenders, they've soared through the brackets with fearless plays and undeniable fire. With every game, they've gone stronger. With every win, they've silenced the doubters. They're not just here to play, they're here to fly straight to MSC. Get ready for the fearless newcomers. This is D.
Hello, asap-asap. Macam konsert K-pop dah.
Best K-pop
True dah Alia. Tak dapat
Kan?
pergi K-pop concert sebab beratus-ratus pergi MPL je lah.
Betul?
Beribu.
Dia ni dekat mana? Bukit Jalil ke?
Bukan. Dekat Stadium Juara.
Oh, Stadium Juara.
But it's Damansarawan. It's far away.
Jauh.
Tahunya.
Yeah. Far this time.
Tapi aku bukan nak kata lah Aria. Tapi kalau kau kat New Zealand, semua kat sini jauh.
Betul.
Fat, tak nak tengok kat CBM ke? Tak nak, aku nak tengok English. Apa?
You're not supposed to tell.
Orang tahu dah lah kat.
Oh.
Never say it explicitly.
Oh.
Oh, faham.
Sorry tu guys, sekarang korang dah tahu yang Aria kat New Zealand. Sorry tu guys.
Soalan bocor.
Best of 5 guys, best of 5. Kata ni tunjuk ni. Tengok, match 6, game 1, best of 5. Guys, make sure share guys. Share, like, comment, bla bla bla. Aku lupa nak up kat aku punya Instagram. Sekarang aku dah up kat Instagram. Nanti ayah Fakrul Rozi masuk dengan Mama masuk. Itulah.
Oh no.
Korang main tak Mobile Legend Adventure? Aku baru download balik. Macam best lah siap.
Mlah.
Best tu Mlah. Dia punya art aku suka gila. Let's go Team Ayah. Best tau tu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Soon kucing masuk tu. Ya, aku rasa nanti boleh nampak kat kamera kot kalau dia orang baring kat belakang. Mana suara Laphel malam? Say hi. Faii.
Hello. This is Laphel, female version. I will cast with this voice tomorrow.
Semalam rehearsal apa untuk Grand Final? Giriat jadi panel lagi ke? I think jadi panel.
a lot of teams try out different things, and this has been the longest
Sama aku lagi suka RMLA kan?
ever had here in MPL Malaysia. So we have no idea what kind of changes, what kind of adjustments,
Nanti aku pakai balik
what
kopi
kind
yang
of
macam
different
pandai.
strategies these teams may have prepared for during the break. And that means
W
we have to
entrance,
keep
W entrance,
our
bro.
minds
The
open.
entrance is so good.
Looking at the power
They make sure this playoff they stepped
Now,
up.
here's a couple of theories that
They make sure they stepped up. Sekarang nak buat aku nak bagi gila pula.
Cemented in terms of its overall role, and not to mention certain picks that will go over to both Skyzen as well as Kusei. Kusei, we can see that from his
What an entrance! Lepas ni Laphel kas ke esok kas. Hari ni kita orang watch party. Dekat sini kita boleh cakap apa-apa yang kita nak. Sebab Munton tak tengok kot. Messi yeah. Award ceremony esok lah. Yes, esok award ceremony around pukul 12. Hari tu, Gideon main dengan SkyZ tu.
I think the biggest surprise to me
SkyZ carry kau-kau.
both games and sure maybe Sky's stats.
Tapi aku rasa SkyZ ni improve banyak gila weh.
Dia improve gila kan. Power tu dia.
Slightly overwhelmingly more numbers, higher numbers compared to Sky.
GPM lebih tinggi. Key participation rendah sikit. Average damage per goal. Oh, Kose punya average damage per goal lagi tinggi 5.0 and 4.0.
And in this game, it's going to be even
Tapi itulah SkyZ ni masalah dia tak keluar damage tu. Tengok Kose 3,750, si SkyZ 3,000 lebih. Tak, memang macam mana SkyZ ni dia pandai kill, dia pandai jaga positioning, tapi dia tak keluarkan damage sangat.
Faham.
So memang tak ada dah ke? Rasanya tak ada. Iklan Obi tengah buat try out. Dulu follow Z sebab Global Gashin Chok. Macam Jason Momoa tu. Oh, baik tu. Tapi Reza main Hopefully pair yang bagus dengan si Hazel ni lah. SkyZ dia jaga laning lebih kepada finishing and poking ya. Ya, dia play safe, dia play safe. Oh, sociabuzz.
25 from Opai.
Ui, RM25. Oh my god.
Watchparty style dekat YouTube.
Ui, thank you tu bagi RM25. Oh, aku tak tahu boleh cakap ke tak kan. Tapi alhamdulillah anak Zohir. Alhamdulillah. SkyZ single ke? Entah. Aku cuma harap draft dua-dua team tak mengarut. Tu je. Aria, kau rasa okey ke apa jungle masuk balik kat tank? Banyak orang main tank balik dekat jungle.
Tak best lah tengok match. Kalau jungle tank, kena jaga assassin.
Ini nanti kau main EXP ke Rom? Ke tak sure lagi?
Aku main jungle weh nanti.
Kau main jungle.
Aku dah
Aduh.
train assassin dah.
Oh gila tu. Kau sekali masuk MSC, assassin semua kena nerf. Tapi kau tahu apa mengarut? Aku nampak patch. Aku harap dia tak final lah. Kau rasa Kimi kuat tak?
Kimi sekarang ke?
Kimi sekarang lah.
Tak biasa lah main kurang guna.
Tak, aku just tanya je. Kau rasa dia kuat tak? Dekat rank lah, dekat rank lah. Valid lagi ya. Kena buff tu. Kimi kena buff, dia punya ulti cooldown dipendekkan.
What?
Kau rasa Selena kuat tak?
Selena kuat lah.
Selena pun kena buff.
Asal semua yang kuat kena buff?
Kau tahu Hari tak?
Juga.
Kau tahu Hari punya item kan mahal kan? Jadi Stallium Scythe harga turun.
What the heck?
Really doesn't make sense. Okay guys, kita masuk dalam draft. Arrow lawan dengan DX. Arrow ban 1-1 Haya for Viers. And then DX ban Fanny, Chip dengan Joy. Arrow first pick Baxia. Tapi rasanya macam ni bukan hero Hazel lah kan.
It's good, but it's also a strong.
Kau fair tapi boleh kena counter Kimi lah lagi Baxia beli armor. Oh my god, semua balance. Let's nerf 1-1. Korang tahu tak Lucas nerf apa? First skill damage tolak 5%. Oh my god. Oh, DXS ambil Louis dengan Badang. So far nampak draft macam okay. What do you think, Faii?
Baxia was picked up, I was already checking the bans. Is there a Loi
move cam? Oh, sorry. Yes, correct.
Honestly, both these mid laners play a pretty mean Loi. Kim being the more specific one, but both of the heroes that the XS has drafted here are specifically targeted to also remove from the hero pool of Aero Esports. These are literally Zkeef and Kim's signature picks.
Yep. And I wonder how much influence
Ya, Faii ada ke tak? Kenapa diam ni?
have on our region coming into phase number 2. Kalea, Kimmy for Aero.
Oh, dia tak ada kot.
Very direct picks, very honest opening.
Kalia dengan
But there's also
Kimi,
another pick that, I
DX
thought
kena ambil
Aero
ni. Kena ambil assassin kat sini.
is going to come true,
Ling
because Outlego did show us that when they played against
sekarang ni
TCL
Haya dah kena
on
ban.
this game.
That's true, but I don't think it's necessary.
Esok kerja. Hizo Baxia rasa macam bukan hero dia, tapi tengoklah.
Sustain, like, long fight,
Oh,
short fight.
Frederick.
Feels like Aero has kind of got that down.
Aero kena ban Masha, kena ban Bennett.
Into Aero here.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure whether I agree with this or not, because regardless,
Aria, kau rasa kalau Aero dia orang tak ban Masha dengan Bennett, kau rasa dia orang trolling ke?
could you have gone for a link? Also possibly, but that also narrows your options. There is a possibility that Frederick
Kenapa?
gets thrown into the EXP lane.
Nanti dia orang, enemy pick dulu kan. Ha, aduh.
Kan.
Tapi tak troll juga ah. Dia punya 3 ni kuat juga weh.
Siapa? Aero?
Early strong.
Tak, diorang punya early memang strong, tapi macam kalau enemy Fredrin, kita assume lah, okay, diorang ban Bennett, confirm lepas ni ban Masha. Jadi aku tak tahu DX diorang nak pakai EXP apa Sekali Fred EXP, nah plot twist. Boleh juga.
They need damage from DX right now.
Ya, kena ada damage kat EXP ni. Unless betul diorang swap Fredrin pergi EXP. Let's go budak taman guys. Say in the chat, korang nak siapa menang, Aero ataupun DX. Sekarang ni kalau kita tengok poll, 72% orang cakap budak taman. CC, I guess CC is okay, tapi aku tak rasa macam CC boleh hard carry. Diorang ambil Louis golin apa bagus dengan Louis. Sekejap, Harit dengan okay, Granger dah ban. Oh, aku rasa DX nak ambil Harit terus. So, Aero kena pilih nak ban Masha ke? Okay, diorang ban Masha. Yep. So, ni kena ambil Harit ni.
Because this guy is the star that saved the day.
Granger tak ada, 1-1 tak ada. Kalau diorang tak ambil Harit kat sini, memang something wrong lah. Memang something wrong lah.
No, it's banned out. First banned out from the side of Aero. I mean, Coach Bam is making sure that signature picks are taken out of the equation.
There is Moskov.
There is.
Pasal pakai Blazer bagi betul ni.
We don't feel
Aku
Fine.
Glue pun okay, tapi aku rasa DX kena ada damage sikit.
You tengok hero juga kan ya?
Sebab blur.
Most likely is going to scale. It's going to have pretty much
Apa blur?
game dominance unless they have a direct
Yes,
answer.
bro.
So it's unless they
Apa yang blur?
Aku kan main jungle sekarang, so aku tak tahu dah hero EXP.
Diorang ambil CC?
Wow, siapa yang predict tadi CC?
Tak, aku rasa CC memang okay, tapi kenapa tak ambil Harit dulu? Harit tak kena ban.
Do well in lane alone.
Diorang memang nak bagi Aero Harit ke?
I personally was looking at a clue or something.
Yeah.
Yisun Shin?
Do they want 1-1?
One ban.
Alright.
One ban.
Oh yeah. Oh, I saw. Okay.
Bro, Yisun Shin jungle, Baxia EXP.
Wow.
Wait, I like the draft better. I like Aero punya draft better. Draft punya scaling, diorang punya early also.
DX ni nak ambil apa ni? Lawan dengan Harit, lawan dengan Baxia ni.
They really need damage right now. Granger je lah dia.
Granger ban.
Oh yeah, ban also.
Ya, sebab tu I ingat diorang ambil Harit tadi. Granger tak ada, 1-1 ada. Memang Harit lah the best pick. Lepas tu nak ambil apa kat sini? Bruno. Iritel. Bruno. Bruno sesuai sebab Bruno je antara yang selamat in case kalau Kalia dengan Baxia gang. Tapi still susah lah. Ya, susah. I rasa susah.
In this situation susah doh sebenarnya, because there's a lot of damage coming. Susah doh Kimi nak tank semua tu.
Fair, sampai aku beli tiket game ni I tak pasti. Kena check dekat dia punya website. So daripada draft, Faii rasa macam Aero macam better lah.
They have more damage.
Aria?
Aku suka Aero punya draft doh.
Ya, aku boleh macam
me too.
Aero lebih sikit lagi. Kalau DX ambil Harit tadi, aku lagi suka DX punya draft. Sociabuzz.
From someone, Kantoy RRQ Scrim DG and
Dia kena outplay draft.
Ya, Kantor RQ Scream dengan Aero. Kalau Aero menang ni, maksudnya Aero yang mulakan Yisun Shin jungle ni. Let's go Yisun Shin, Lambada is back. Kalau menjadi draft hero seram. CORQ.
Shin setujunya sedih.
Dapat in Darapada Management Petang ni RRQ Faii RRQ Aria main toy Sutsi Janap ni to gamble.
Okay, hari ni Faii dengan Aria in, Susuji dengan Toy out. Okay, mantap. Aria ganti Susuji auto win ni.
Aku boleh buy one Farsa tu.
Buy one Farsa, gila lu kau.
Mati. And tak mati.
Siapa tu kau?
Predetermining where the jungle starts are going to be. And now that they've kind of figured that
Auto
out,
ke MSC.
they've noticed the movement of that last
RQ dah start semalam, ya, tapi
they know that Keeman is
sebab dorang main dulu sebelum Aero. And
battles are basically a
itu yang susah pasal siapa yang start dulu, sebab siapa yang punya tournament start awal nanti orang ingatkan dia yang start lah. Macam Innocent pakai Roger hari tu, orang ingatkan dia ikut Skylar,
clear that they want to just push out the waves.
padahal tak tahu siapa yang betul-betul start dulu kan dekat screen. Uyu ada Aria, ada Aria.
I think it's just looking at the emblems itself, you can tell that Aero Esports wants to play a more
Rasi sekarang ni dia macam aktif untuk cari Hazel dekat mana, tapi dia macam bazir masa sikit sebab kat bahagian bawah farm semua dah habis dah.
fairly uncommon, but he knows his job now.
Aduh first blood ni.
They have the early damage.
Itu satu, lagi satu Reza dah tahu awal pakai Baxian. Skyz boleh 1v1 ke? Tak boleh. GG mati ni.
Oh. Aduh. Yeah, we know what's coming. We know already.
Ya, draft
We know
Aero
what's gonna happen.
kuat. Lepas tu Reza dia pandai, dia tahu buat apa dia nak steal lane lama dengan CC. Baik dia pergi tengah.
We're gonna catch him off guard. Pops is what doesn't really matter anymore, right? He can guarantee engagements and more importantly guarantee battle spells.
Aduh. Tak ada mana Storm. Kau tak ada mana Storm.
Don't die also.
Nah, lepas tu Turtle dorang nak sambung lagi ke? Mid tak ada ni. Tapi boleh kot, Ishin lambat lagi.
Aduh, but Baxia coming. Oh, Kimin still got.
Ya, tapi Louis coming. Louis. Baik tu Storm, double kill terus Storm.
Good stuff for Storm, Rasi.
Nice.
Dodge the engage from ZKIF.
DxO actually dapat goal advantage sekarang Okay. Asal beza sangat goal Storm dengan Kim, padahal satu turtle je. Double kill sekalian untuk Storm tu. Mahal Storm.
Which is pretty good. I think that DxO right now it's
Tapi aku rasa Storm still kena tadi. Kalau Storm dapat lagi satu kill, kalau dia kena shutdown, habis. Sebab yang bagus pasal Aero, si Hazel dengan Reza mati, so diorang tak dapat shutdown. Diorang tak dapat bounty.
Oh, that.
Boleh. Survive. Boleh. Sebab dia punya ulti dapat interrupt satu basic attack dia, so selamat lagi. Ya, tapi tu tak apa. Roma still okay lagi. Dapat ke? Tak dapat. Storm
Tapi
bahaya
Storm
ni.
punya position
Bahaya ni.
bahaya.
Ya, dia dah try dapatkan kusih, tapi tak dapat. It's okay lah.
High risk, high reward. Tapi tak apa ah.
At least dua-dua team tak adalah buat mistake yang besar-besar sangat. Memang boleh terima lagi. What up ladies man? Storm nak TP, kena tunggu Hazel dah buka ulti. Betul? Lagi satu aku rasa macam early game ni jangan TP seorang kot. Melainkan confirm boleh dapat kill. By the way, just nak ingatkan, Fredrin Kimi 100% win rate ni. Jadi kalau menang lawan dengan Aero, memang dia punya Fredrin the best aduh.
Yeah, against this draft.
Dex patut ambil Hadid. Aku setuju diorang patut ambil Hadid tadi. Aku tak tahu kenapa diorang prioritisekan CC. Mungkin diorang rasa tak ada hero damage lain kot.
Vision when they need to. Here comes the diversion. Reza gonna scout it out. Tsunami slam gonna find Storm in the back line. Loi is gone. Hurdle secured by Keemin. Zaman first comes out. Aero Esports surrounding the X from the flank. They've taken another. And vengeance will not save Siska. It is a 5-man dive. Keemin trying to escape, but you cannot.
Ni yang susah draft diorang ni, mana atas damage.
Yeah.
Hari ni cuti. Ya, saya kira dapat Storm dah. GG dia tu. Kalau Bruno ni dapat ambil satu turret, then it will be worth it lah.
Yeah.
Nampak macam orang tak sempat dah datang. Rasanya dapat ni.
All things
But
considered,
he has to go back now.
Sociabuzz.
They're fast.
One from fans DX Soul Sejak Paleolithic. Let's new team Barpak Merchant.
Don't die, don't die, don't die.
Oh, sakitnya Shin. Tapi boleh dapat. Boleh dapat.
Satu hit.
Not worth it for Hazel, bro. Not worth it, bro. Bro, kau ada 3 kill, bro. And then kau bagi shutdown dekat DX. Not worth it, bro.
Siapa dapat Storm ke Rasi?
Actually, I think bila shutdown, the whole team dapat.
Oh, faham.
Kalau bounty lah. Kalau kill biasa, then orang tu je dapat. Tapi I think Storm yang dapat. Storm seorang je yang ada kill dekat dalam team DX sekarang.
Oh, yeah. 3-1, yeah.
Ya, Hazel memang mistake besar tadi. Tak worth it. Patutnya pakai Shin kau farming je. Tak payah nak paksa kill sangat. Especially when you put yourself in a very bad situation, kan?
Liza is already 0-2 though.
They've already started to push into that bot side as well, and they're forcing DxSoul to make a move first, which is ideal for Arrow.
Kena sabar sikit, diorang kena main lama sikit game ni.
I think SkyZ kena dapatkan dia punya Malefic gun dulu, and then dia akan jadi buyer. Nova je kali ni, Nova je. Esok baru aku casting. Hari ni kita watch party, guys. Aku tak biasa kata Nova. Nova tu bahasa Malaysia ke bahasa Indo ah?
I think it's Indo.
Tengok Indo kan. Ui, Hazel dapat, Jok.
Skyjet.
Oh, tapi Siska keluar damage banyak tu. Aduh. Oh, nice. Storm, kau boleh buat something. Storm. Kau seorang tu, Storm.
Kenapa tak masuk sekali DX?
Aku rasa diorang tak communicate tu.
Yeah, I rasa kalau diorang sandwich have a better chance. Yeah.
Storm cakap tak galak ni. Diorang tak faham. Kemaslah Siska. Ya, Siska still looking strong. Ui, Bruno punya goal lagi tinggi daripada Harit.
Goal plating tadi.
700 gol, 500 gol lagi tinggi daripada Harit. Baik tu SkyZ.
0-2 lagi tinggi.
Catching a 3-man traction pulse. Kosei gonna focus on finishing off the tier 1 bottom. This guy having to jump away, but SkyZ.
Korang kiting korang.
Yeah, SkyZ mati.
Nasib tak mati. Yeah. Jaga, tunggu Storm. Don't die, Rasi.
Oh, nice. Baik tu.
One guy from DX.
Storm the real one-man army there. Seorang Watchparty dengan Laphel. Watchparty ada fakta. So far, aku dah cakap starting ni a bit better than MPLID. Tak nampak diorang buat mistake yang terlampau teruk sangat. Still yang boleh terima lagi. Aku cuma tak suka draft DX tak ambil Harit, but other than that, so far looks okay. Walaupun SkyZ 023, goal dia still tinggi.
But at the same time, I really thought they could get a couple more picks onto DxSoul. So many people walked away with 1 HP.
We believe in Storm punya damage.
Tak apa, SkyZ I think item ketiga dia dah okay dah.
Yep.
Siska ni versatile, main damage dengan utility, betul. Siska is amazing, man.
Yeah. Dia pandai masuk and keluar.
Hazel kena main bagus gila ni sebab dia carry. Tengok level paling tinggi, rasanya goal dia pun paling tinggi.
Storm,
Aduh,
don't
Storm.
die please. Don't die. You cannot die.
Siska kau okay, Siska dapat gusih. Siska dapat gusih. Nah, GG. Triple kill terus Hazel.
Tak, memang susah doh.
Memang susah, tak cukup damage.
Bruno nak lawan Alia, nak lawan Reza. Baksya sebab dia tak ada flicker.
Betul.
Ya. And then dia punya dash bukannya lama juga cooldown dia. Dia tak lari. Dia memang terpaksa pakai purify.
Aduh, masuk. Oh, boleh ke? Oi, dapat. Cok. Nice Storm. What a thinking doh. Arrow tak respect doh.
Okay, Rasi is alone here.
But Siska needs to be better though sebab Siska damage dealer dalam team ni.
Yeah.
Storm throw lah. Bruno tak ada stack. Ya, Bruno tak ada stack susah.
for the next 20 seconds,
Yeah.
well, 27 seconds, DXO have an opportunity to try and punish Crusade.
Dia kena tangkap tadi.
Like they're gonna try and do so. Okay, Ziki doesn't try to force that. The Lord is coming out.
9 minit 16 kill. Hazel better than Susujin as of right now, nampak macam tu lah. Tapi dalam draft ni pun Hazel tak kena punish sangat. Yang boleh punish dia Storm. So kalau si Kusei dapat tangkap Storm, memang GG sebab Storm pun tak pakai flicker ni. So dia punya positioning kena bagus. Once Zikif jumpa dia, once Kusei jumpa dia, it's over man, it's over. Oh, dapat tangkap Reza, Jaga Kusei. Oi, sakitnya damage tu. Oi, damage siapa tu?
Dia tak ada orang mati. GG.
One hit Kusei 80% hilang. Damage siapa tu tu?
Tak tahu. Tak perasan. Combination Storm dengan
SkyZ, maybe?
tak tahu.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sebab sakit gila tu. One hit 80% hilang.
Oh, Kimi punya dah. Kimi ulti.
Oh, Kimi punya ulti Oh, sakit tu.
Faham. Bruno only has 2 items.
Aduh, Storm paling depan ni. Storm paling depan. Aduh, Storm, kau tak ada flicker Storm. Kau kena hati-hati doh. Kau ada orang keras kat depan, biar dia ke depan.
You're the one that has the biggest damage at the moment.
Jangan throw doh Storm, apa benda doh.
Jose
Jangan
also
sampai Kim cakap
dapat
Tangina.
his, holy already.
SkyZ finally hitting one of his idol spikes as well, the Malefic gun, the extra range. Because even in all these fights, sure, DXO loses.
SkyZ ada Malefic gun, sepatutnya okay sikit. Ada penetration, ada range.
Funnily enough, it's Kim with his fully charged Stardom beam. So
SkyZ already 3 him, yep. So kalau diorang nak menang any fight, should be around this time. Storm. Jangan kuma Storm.
I think SkyZ has a very
kenapa tak update dia punya item ni? Dah dapat dah tu.
Ya, dah dapat dah. Dia dah dapat Malefic gun dia.
Ya, kenapa dia tak update? Excuse me, Muton. Excuse me. Okay, Malefic round to Hazel. Kenapa suara aku macam tu?
Ya, double.
Kusei, if he's a little frivolous, tries to get caught again to bait out his own purified Salmon Force, that might not go as well as he think it might.
Louis Rins 2.0. Storm masih mau main roam, itulah tu.
Susah dia nak contest.
Ya, susah nak contest.
And then Yushin boleh guna ulti je buka map macam tu je.
True.
The ulti.
Aria pakai speaker ke sebab dengar suara double?
Ya ke? Tak.
Aria ke Faii ke?
Aria disconnected to add in camera list. Kiranya macam phone aku ni tiba-tiba dia link mic dengan aku punya MacBook.
Oh, faham? That's
Tiba-tiba
interesting.
aku tak tahu sebenarnya.
That's interesting. Kena hack kot?
Sekejap aku try.
Come on DX, kau tengah tak ada damage ni. Have to try your best. Oh, Kimi! Aduh, dia tak sempat nak ulti. GG doh. GG dah boleh end ni,
Aduh.
Tahu minyak tak ada, okey lagi, minyak tak ada. Ada satu kat luar. Dah GG lah. Kenapa tak ambil Harik? Fred tak berdaya lah depan Baxia, betul. Tak lebih lagi satu, kau ada peluang nak ambil Harik. Kenapa kau tak ambil Harik tu? Kenapa kau ambil CC? Like, am I crazy for saying that? Harik open, kenapa kau tak ambil Harik? That's crazy, bro. That's madness. Dia takut Aero ambil CC dulu kot. I think CC is not a win condition though. I think Harik is a proper win condition.
It needs to be shifted. If not, at least take the Kalia on your own side. At least have disengage mechanics.
I think DXO, they were really gearing towards playing to.
That was bad draft, bro. Bad draft.
They were not looking to mash Aero's aggression. They were looking to
Bad
stop
cuma
Aero
sebab kau ada peluang nak dapat Harik dan kau tak ambil.
But as the game progressed,
Sorry lambat, it's okay. Waalaikumsalam. Hadi Lukman.
they just kept on stepping on the
What I
gas.
thinking,
And DxO at
setuju
one
adik
point
boleh jadi win con. Ya, CC tak boleh jadi win con.
DXS tried to play it safe, tried to keep the draft open as
Sebab aku faham bila kau dah ada Fredrin, kau nak damage dekat EXP, tapi CC is not a damage carry tau.
Check out, so let's have a look at what they said in game number 1.
Salah priority betul. Tapi itulah mungkin diorang ambil Yi Sun Shin untuk lawan dengan Lu Yi, untuk pastikan yang diorang sentiasa nampak dekat mana. Suara dia tak ada ke? Dia tengah adjust dia punya Discord. Discord dia ada problem sikit tadi.
Dah okey ke ni? Ke double lagi?
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Damage XP apa je selain Masha dengan Bennett? Sekejap aku check. Antara aku boleh fikir selapu-lapu, tapi dia bukan macam pure damage kan. Betul, complete outdraft. I agree. Complete outdraft.
Because again, I think new hot pick that we've seen coming out from MPL ID, this Baxia is starting to become a real problem, especially if you're going to be like, we don't want to participate with you. We're not going to take any of the power picks. Like we saw, Kalia gets let through, Baxia gets let through, Timmy.
Kalau ikut meta, damage dekat EXP si siapa Xbox, kalau kau nak gila sedikit, kau boleh ambil Leomod. Kalau nak lagi selamat, lapu-lapu, ataupun kau ambil Terizla, tapi first item kau bawa X. Pun ada damage sikit nanti. Sayang lah. They should take Harif as surprise pick Bennett EXP. Bennett ban. Bennett dengan Masha ban. Badang boleh ke damage? Badang buat Thunderbelt dah ada damage dah. Badang item sama je, damage still ada. Diorang dah tahu Harit Skyzer on top, tapi still tak dapat bagi priority. Itulah, kalau pakai tu very risky. Boleh try tapi very risky. Nak pergi kenduri dulu? Alright, go. Aku pergi toilet dah. But bro, why don't you just take the Harit, bro? At that point, kalau kau ada Harit kuat sangat late game, kau ambil tank dekat EXP pun tak apa tu. Ambil Hilda ke?
3 level diff at the end of the game, but he was coming up at 1,000.
Ke Hazel macam Jun tu.
Really? Same eh?
Yeah. Ada similarity.
The only time he's relevant when he has his ult, and when he has his ult, finds the gank every single time.
He probably saw the white alien do it yesterday, and he's like, I'm gonna do it too.
I'm gonna show you how much better. It's the yin and yang of our RQ. You know what I'm saying? He's so Kingdom. It's like, call me up, Kingdom.
Laphel, kenapa MPLMY dah tak letak bendera negeri?
Making a huge impact already for Aero Esports. 100% kill participation as well. 1000 GPM. Like you guys,
Kakak Laphel gone ke?
a farming base.
He went to the toilet.
Some snowball under their belt.
Oh,
And it's
sorry, I was in
as well. If played
Dia tanya apa tadi?
correctly, DXS definitely had
Dulu kan macam MPLMY kan dia ada letak umur, lepas tu letak bendera negeri.
but he moved so quickly
Bendera, dia letak bendera ni je.
Dia dong umur.
double
Yeah.
of net worth at a certain point, and by then the game is basically done.
Tapi tu flag country, bukan flag negeri.
Yeah.
The total net worth. This is just disgusting. So the entire game, majority of the
Korang tengah berbual apa ni?
goal lead the Aero has all from
Pasal bendera.
Oh yeah. That's why Hazel.
Edit pun Edit pun boleh. Edit pun boleh sebenarnya.
100% of your farm came in. 14,000 by the end of this game. My goodness. And it's a 13-minute game, so it's considered
100% kill participation.
compared to the other games we've seen.
Oh, Hazel, lah 9 kills 10 assist.
Really is just a drafting issue.
GG though.
Sure,
Sekejap,
I can
Mama
talk about
call.
them, but it's kind of like whatever at this point because DXL just did not have the right
Bendera je
tools to
sekarang.
manage them.
Bendera.
I think at this point you're
Aku
putting
dah
a
terlepas,
lot
tak apalah.
on Storm, but they need to diversify from going to third pick into that Frederick, right? And I think here's the thing.
Game 1 memang sebab draft.
I think they've caught on to a couple of patterns.
Kalau Storm tak solo mati beberapa kali, draft ni mungkin boleh jadi.
Shock factor to come in, which is why we saw both Benedetta and as well as Masha get banned out in that second phase.
And usually for DxO, we've seen the changes.
Kenapa suara Laphel tiba-tiba garau?
Usually they would initially opened up with Keemin's hero, and then they realized that, okay, maybe that's not a thing. Then 1-1 became a popular pick. And then Coach Bam was like, oh, no 1-1 for you, let's see what else you got. Then DxO falls back to safer pick and tries to use...
Serius, kalau Storm jaga position, okay dah sebenarnya.
I personally feel like
Aria tanya, kenapa dah tak letak bendera yang umur kat MVP? Oh ya ke? Oh, aku tak perasan dah.
Kenapa
Yep, tengok.
Tapi ada lah flag ni.
Flag Indo? Ya. Sayanglah, prio pick macam mana boleh lepas Baxia, Kimi, Kalia semua kat Aero. Oh, 1002 GPM. Gila, cok. Okay, bendera Indo ada, cuma tak ada umur. Mungkin dia lupa ke umur dia berapa?
Wasn't able to maximize the use of that.
It's pretty shocking. Maybe it's just a minor oversight from DxO. Maybe they wanted to come
Draft satu, lepas tu Storm banyak overcommit. Itulah, dia kena ingat yang dia tu tak pakai flicker tau. Dia pakai purify. Asal depan sangat lawan dengan Yisin Shin. Orang Malaysia je ada flag negeri. Kalau orang PH Indo nampak letak flag negara je. Ya, betul.
Good old Kim. You know what? My biggest issue is the fact that CC got locked in.
Yeah.
Why?
Setuju.
Yeah, CC4. Why?
Why? Exactly why?
And that's where I felt. As soon as I saw that CC.
Agree, bro.
Well done. Hats off. You completely outdrafted them. He read them like a book. Phase 1 coming into phase number 2. And again, these are all just signifiers. Coming into game number 2, I'm assuming that Theo is like, you know what? We're going blue side. This red side kinda sucks right now.
I would agree with you. I feel like DxO needs to put themselves in position where they can control.
Ataupun kalau kau red side, kau kena ban Baxia tu. Baxia tu buat draft kau rasa awkward.
We know to be able to come back from difficult situations.
Seriously, Baxia makes you feel so awkward.
The game ends too quickly. And when we look at the highlights, Aero Esports were doing everything in their power to make sure that happened.
Now, the beauty of this draft coming in from Aero and why it's so specifically good for Yisin Shin, because Yisin Shin, most of the time when you're up against a tank jungler, right, the only advantage that you have against it is that you're faster, right? So you can steal away jungle camps a lot quicker, you can maneuver around the map faster than your opponent, but that's not the case when you have 3 lanes that can all hard shove and push out really, really fast, right? When you have that momentum with you with your mid trio, then you can kind of do whatever you want. Steal jungle, call the side lane a little bit later. You can buy that extra bit of time, but more importantly, with that turtle ship, this is where it gets dangerous, right? No matter who has Purify, you don't necessarily have to engage with the Tsunami Slam. You can guarantee a battle spell first and then send Zkif in, or the opposite way around.
Yeah, and this is what we kind of made out of from the draft itself with Aero Esports. They have great
on-point analysis, Gideon.
On point. Okay, Bruno Harib, neutral in the opening. Kim, once he
Storm ingat dia pakai emblem tu, Lui dia auto tank lah. Orang Malaysia je ada flag negeri. Kim dari debut sampai sekarang still consistent negeri. Yeah, Kim is very good. Kim legit is very good. Kim is a big carry for the team.
And for the rest of the game, they were trying to continuously adjust to Aero, but at one point Aero just outpaced them.
I think this is a great example as well to really demonstrate why we said that Badang and Fredrin reveals how you're going to play, even though they're both meant to be flex picks. The speed of your rotation is really, really slow. You have no prio on these heroes. You know that the Yisin Shin already clears faster than you, and then they have Baxia and Kalea as well. So there's no way you're really matching that speed on the map. And since Redrin also went for the tank,
he's
even slower at clearing. It's no way to match Aero.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, bila fikir balik, there's no way. There is no way untuk DX menang draft tadi sebab first pick dorang dah ambil Baxia, and masalahnya kalau DX dorang ambil Kalia, nanti sekarang Aero dapat Badang. Kalau DX ambil Kimi, nanti Kim dapat Lui. Bila aku fikir balik sebenarnya, disebabkan power hero Aero open macam tu, sebab diorang pergi sibuk ban jungle, hero Zkif open, hero Kim open, yang menyebabkan there's no way sebenarnya DX boleh menang draft. Now that I think about it. Sebab kalau kau lepaskan Badang dengan si Lui dekat diorang, memang gila. By the way, korang tengok betapa cepatnya kita nak masuk game. betapa cepatnya kita nak masuk game. MPL MY for the win. Apa?
Kalau film gila-gila tu.
Kan? Diorang nak watch time gila-gila tu. Relax lah. Aero ada peluang champion tak? Ada. Semua orang ada peluang champion. Empat tim yang ada kat sini memang ada peluang champion. Untung ada 2 device. Satu tengok MPL, satu lagi tengok live Laphel. Bagus tu. Dia deny pick. Macam mana kemasukan seorang saja dapat ubah 180 degree gameplay? WMPMY kan? Kejap lagi kita nak masuk game. Aku rasa memang Aero menang draft tadi disebabkan play-play yang diorang ada. DX tak ada pilihan lain melainkan nak buang tu. Kalau DX nak survive, sebenarnya kalau DX nak survive, diorang kena adjust diorang punya band. Diorang tak boleh respect sangat Hazel, kena respectkan si Kim dengan Zikif ni. Superior draft better than superior player. Maksud aku even play bagus, tapi kalau kena draft still akan problem. Macam contohnya Oni Idea. Dia ada meta yang draft lagi penting, ada meta yang draft gitu-gitu je. Ini antara meta yang draft yang penting. Oh, Zikif budak Johor ke? Bawa Sunfrost ya.
Joins Sunfrost's guidance under DXS, improved in the tier 2 scene. Didn't qualify for MPL during MAL season 1 because he lost to Barracuda in the best of 5. So it came in the second season. He did join Todak Legion, finishing
Join Todak Legion, lepas tu Todak tak ambil dia. Apa benda lah
thanks to Todak, he left the team and then eventually he joined DXS.
Todak, kenapa kau tak ambil Zikif doh? Zikif power doh, Todak asal kau tak ambil?
Todak
Asal kau ambil Magma?
Oh my god, Todak.
Oh my god, Todak. Nampak tak rugi besar kat sini? Tak ambil Zikif.
We don't actually, but he has been able to etch out his own mark on history. We've mentioned in the past many players who.
Kau rasa rugi tak Todak tak ambil Zikif ni? Tengok Zikif betapa powernya sekarang. Pelik juga Sunfrost tak nak continue latih DX. Ada sebab dia. Aku tahu sebab dia, tapi aku rasa it's not my place to say lah. Beli import barulah orang tu. Kau kaya. Kaya tapi kalah.
Setuju.
Magma 100 times better. Betul lah sebenarnya Magma better lah. 100 kali lagi bagus daripada Zikif lah sebenarnya. Haji Lam menyesal, Fel. Aku pun menyesal. Magma power tu. GB tu, GB.
Lagi power daripada Yums.
Ya.
We also talked to Coach Bam about Zikif and he said that Zikif is the most improved.
Kalau Todak dah ada yang lot pun, kenapa ambil Magma tu?
Itulah tu. Tapi diorang cakap sebab yang lot ada masalah disiplin. Tapi aku tak tahu lah apa masalah dia sebenarnya.
He just locked in.
That could mean a lot of different things. Like, what do you mean by
Magma scaling, ya Magma cuman high lows, cuman kolam.
I'm sick on Angela.
Kalau yang lot pun diorang buat gitu, lagi lah Zikif. Rezeki dia lah, rezeki Zikif untuk masuk Aero.
Or maybe Coach Bam is like, Zikif, stop saying things like chat. or like tong sahur. That's not how you should act in MPL.
Tong sahur. Mana kopiah? Nantilah. Aku nak tengok draft yang bagus daripada DX. Aero so far superior draft. Very good, very nice. Diorang pandai draft.
He's got a lot of veteran habits in his play, right? Opportunities that he sees sometimes, and also just the raw micro mechanics. Okay, you don't have to pen.
Todak ada yang lot dengan Hazelnut memang tak ada chance nak main main lineup.
Oh, that's very interesting. A very interesting scene.
Tapi game satu tadi sebenarnya boleh menang. Kalau Storm punya positioning macam Stormy ke, okey lah. Pak B ada ke? Ada, tapi dia tak boleh naik atas stage. Actually aku tak tahu dia ada kat behind stage ke tak. Tapi dia memang tak boleh naik stage sebab dah tutup kan. Apa nama? Dah tutup transfer window.
It's not his first season in MPL MY either, so the fact that he stuck around.
Tu dah tolak Zikif, cause nak tengok Zikif berjaya. What a strat, man. Award ceremony esok ke? Ya.
Having a lot more faith in Aero's performance, and this also plays to the narrative of.
Faii, tengok game satu tadi, DX still has a chance ke nak menang ni?
MPL team talk to the PH players.
Can Aria?
Actually, no, all of them.
It's their style.
Ada. Diorang kan selalu main full game.
Betul lah, diorang main full game lah. Diorang pun, bayangkan diorang main full game, Dorang habis lagi cepat daripada ID dengan PH main 3-0.
Fun fact gila doh.
Kenapa Islami cakap Storm Genius? Ada sebabnya. Mungkin Islami tu tak pandai kot, jadi rasa orang lain semua pandai. Itu pendapat aku lah. Pendapat aku.
Jahat doh Laphel.
Aku dibesarkan bila markah aku cakap, aku top 2 dalam kelas. Lepas tu orang cakap, bodohnya kelas kau. Aku dibesarkan macam tu, okay?
Oh, faham.
Kalau aku cakap English aku paling power dalam kelas, nanti orang akan cakap, memang satu kelas kau tak cakap English okay. Macam tu.
Betul, setuju.
Okay, kali ni DX aku suka dorang ban Louis dengan Badang. Cuma ban Fanny je. Masha dah ban. Okay, ni bagus. Aku rasa kena ambil Baxia. Kenapa Laphel lagi handsome daripada Aria? Aku rasa Aria akan marah kalau dia baca tu.
What the heck?
Aria tak boleh terima orang lain lagi handsome dari dia.
Maybe sebab kau ada jambang kot Laphel. Tunggu aku ada lah.
Chip Tapi chipnya aku 50-50 guys. Chipnya aku 50-50. Aero boleh ambil kali Baxia ataupun Baxia Kimi. Sebab takkan DX nak ambil kali lagi. Baxia Kimi. Yelah, MPL MY lagi best dari MPL MY PH. ID MPH berkat international jadi lawak. Relax bos, jangan cakap macam tu. Kalau kita, dorang ambil Harit dulu. Harit 4 views. I mean it is strong. Tapi DXO boleh ambil Baxia Kimi. Why not? Kalau bagi dekat Aero? Kalau Baxia bagi kat Aero lagi bahaya tu. Chip pun sama, kena counter dengan Yisun Shin. I think Granger. Ataupun Granger, aku rasa Granger okay.
If you're in DXL's position, you're thinking about like synergies, things that kind of work in pairs. If not, you're setting up for the second phase.
Lepas tu copy Onyx Strike, Kaja Jungle. Kaja Jungle tu aku still 50-50. Chip, Louis Kaja, Louis Ben. Yep, diorang ambil Baxia, good. Baxia Kimi, yep.
They're going to take Haya, is it?
Okay, I mean,
Haya is open.
I swear, if they pick
Lucas good.
I'm telling you, it's all it's
Haya,
very high possibility as well.
Link.
Hazel will be like, no coach.
Ambil Yisun Shin lagi.
Again.
Wow, this is bold. This is so bold.
It really is extremely bold because
So Yisun Shin boleh open map, boleh tahu chip datang dari mana. Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
Ban Granger, lepas tu ban Moskov.
Obligation to use his ult. He can even just sit around his shortcuts and mess around with the portals just to make people feel nervous.
Aku rasa kena ban hero mid ni. Aku rasa kena ban Jushin ni. Dex kena ban Jushin. Okay, ban Kalia. Ban Gatot.
You think Jushin is harder to fight against
suara double.
than Farsa? Oh,
Suara double.
Double macam tu?
Aria punya MacBook buat hal lagi kot. Test. Tak, aku okay. Aria, fine double.
Hello.
Okay, dah okay dah. Okay.
Dia main dengan korang.
Tak, dia lebih kepada apa nama dia? Jushin tu hero power Kim.
Okay.
Hero power Kim. Lagi satu dia boleh lawan dengan Chip dengan Baxia sebab dia boleh always open map. Ataupun Farsa. Aero pun okay pakai Farsa ni.
If they put the box at jungle, that is.
Source apa tu? Faii dengan Aria. Lucas GK ke pakai ke di MPL MY? GK. Banned open? Ya lah, banned open. Oh, Lucas gak pakai je. Antara Jushin tak pun Farsa ban kat sini. Fairness. Okay. So dorang nak ambil glue. DXS nak ambil glue, okay. Jadi dorang ambil glue? Sanggup tu paksa glue roam.
They are willing to take that.
Wow, paksa glue roam
Pretty funny coming in from Arrow. I would
Okay.
like to see how Zkeep is
High loss ni okay sebenarnya. High loss EXP.
Either or, DXS, it should be a high loss on their side.
Ya, high loss boleh lawan dengan Fovius.
Vexana as another means.
Hmm.
But the problem with Kimian as well as Vexana is they don't do too well into Yish.
Ya, kalau Moskov pun macam susah ni.
Your CC, not to mention
Iritel
that
actually might not be bad kat sini.
really hurts and forces you to take the pure
Iritel
bite.
might
It
not be bad.
guarantees a flicker.
Boleh je glue roam, memang boleh,
This
tapi
has to be mid. They don't have much physical damage yet on
ya kita tengok macam mana.
There's no CC. I mean, unless you go Benedetta, that could be a way. Benedetta maybe into like a... Then there is something to work with. But
Iritel Haya.
so
Okay.
much better.
Ya, Iritel okay dalam ni. Iritel okay. Haya tak okay
Yeah, they
sebenarnya.
have damage.
Ya, and then orang ambil Farsa. Haya tak okay tu sebenarnya.
Okay, so it's a
Why?
matter of interest, right?
Nanti bila glue pakai second skill, nanti Haya akan lompat dekat dia punya long tu.
World, it's not the
Long?
worst.
Ya, nama dia punya kecil-kecil tu long.
Too much Reza has to play just
Oh my god, really? I didn't know that.
Ah. Apparently benda yang kecil-kecil tu nama dia long.
That's just the way it goes. The glue really gets really
I don't know bro, tapi
blast off because it makes a huge difference in the laning phase.
Haya lawan dengan glue I actually really don't like.
Kimin doesn't exactly have the best targets.
I mean like honestly, it's not a bad draft
I hope he's alone.
daripada
Kimin as well
DX.
as Hussein, he's got plenty of
Like Kimin has to play out of his mind to make sure dia okay nak lawan dengan glue tu.
About whether or not that space can
Okay.
be traded. Those options, are they viable or
Come on,
not?
Kimi,
for
mark your
DX
magic.
Soul?
You can do it.
This is a team that has been able to push many
Panas
of
pula pakai
their
benda ni.
rivals all the way in full series. And
So
right
far
now
for second
they are
game,
one
which team will win?
game
I actually
behind,
still prefer
eager
si
to
siapa nama?
reclaim lost ground.
Aero punya draft.
Every return
Aero punya
is
draft senang nak pakai.
on for game number 2 between DX Soul and Aero Esports.
The DXS village has finally all checked in at the stadium as you hear the roar from the crowd itself.
Baru tahu nama kecil tu long. Yeah, apparently.
Should be almost identical for both teams, but I do wonder how well
Caster kat PH tu orang cakap itu nama dia, Merko pun cakap itu nama dia, so macam okay lah, itulah nama dia.
Okay. Zikif kacau.
unfortunate. Zkeep accidentally
Zikif tolong bantu buff doh.
initially said he was a little bit fine here. I'm surprised because from DX Soul's early start, Kimin needed a leash and almost finished roughly about the same time as Hazel by himself. Retry battle.
Oh,
already won.
Hazel menang.
Oh wow, I thought Haya would get it.
They continue to push on forward.
Maybe second skill user shit lagi sakit kot.
Because looking at Glue specifically, he brought the concussive blast. So yes, they are fighting specifically for
Storm guna
Bio,
weakness
but where
finder.
do they kind of bleed
Dengan
into?
rupture.
It feels like both lanes are kind of dead.
Dia memang Kimi antara dua tu.
You do have a fast jungler and mid laner, but the roamer is the one that's a bit more sluggish, a bit more slow. And the coach deals
Nampak macam Aaron nak bunuh mid ni, diorang nak bunuh Storm. Storm kena hati-hati.
Yeah.
Oh, dia pakai sprint Interesting, okay.
At this point, I think
Maybe cooldown lagi rendah.
they do need their tanks to kind of stand in the way to block angle specifically from Kimin.
Sebab dia punya escape skill tu macam sapu. Macam striker dah. Come on Kimi. Come on.
Siska.
Miscom tu, Siska tak patut masuk. Diorang ingat nak fight tu.
Wish.
Okay.
That is so weird. I thought Kimin would at least commit a shadow kill.
Ya, aku pun ingatkan Kimi akan ulti je awal tadi tu.
Me too. I thought he will ulti. He didn't.
This guy into his death.
Dia nak simpan untuk turtle kot. Dia nak confirm dapatkan turtle ni.
Aku rasa nak pancing Farsa punya flicker lah.
Mungkin jugalah, mungkin juga.
Yeah. Because I was like, is his ulti is that short? Long?
Panjang jugalah, panjang juga. At least level 4 ni panjang.
Ambil je Reza.
Ya, rasa diorang... Oi, Hazel tu tak dapat.
Yeah. Apa nice try. Back guys.
Hey, Kimin, you can't do that. You shadow. What did the shadow kill went? It went onto the golem of all things. What?
Look, it happens. You gotta be fast. You know. You only have
Pelizzi,
windows, and you can see that
sakitnya
most
fans
of
Laphel.
they're not sure
Kenapa
what
tu?
the shadow, quad shadows.
Bila lah Glue dah dapat
So they're
skin,
kind of like they're trading
aku nak Fovius dulu. Glue aku macam boleh relax lagi. Fovius tu yang aku kesian.
specifically at the turtle. The lower it gets, the more likely they are
Oh,
to
sikitnya fans Laphel, tak apa. Asalkan kita punya community baik-baik orang je.
I mean, the golem kind of did the work for him.
Yeah.
token, I mean, they still got the turtle at least, right?
At the very least.
Yeah, it's just like game 1 where there's not much of a goal advantage.
I think people are
but
still
Aria Esports
sleeping.
continues to play in the fast manner that they've shown us in game 1. Sure, Glue is slower, but
Tak apa, aku doakan semua orang kat dalam ni masuk syurga. Amin.
surprised at
I mean.
outmaneuver Rasi so far.
Sekarang ni game ni a little bit slow. I think it's actually better untuk Arrow kalau game ni slow. Sebab Arrow, Zikif dengan Reza boleh buat blade armor. Nanti sekarang SkyZ pun susah nak keluar damage tu nanti. Jauhi community toxic, tak gitu. Ya. Dia sebab kalau ramai sangat pun, dia jadi susah tau nak jaga orang. Kalau tengok ke MPLMY kat TikTok, lawa dua mode portrait. Oh ya ke? Korang community, korang toxic. Amin. Tim baru tak apa, slow build, branding. Nanti banyak lah tu fansnya. Session really giving Chip hard time. Yes. Sebab Asyik nak apa, teleport dulu dia nampak kan. Aria tak live juga ke? Takut.
Sekali lah kita.
Kau nak live ke?
Tak nak.
Oh, okay.
Internet Alia tak okey sana.
SkyZ ni tu lah. Aku risau kalau dia tak dapat item di awal. Once Arrow dapat blade armor, dia nak keluar damage dah tak boleh dah. Bila nak jadi translator lagi, rasanya macam tak kot.
Okay.
Rugi, tak apalah.
Dapat ke?
Dapat.
Okay, back guys. Jaga mid balik.
Oh, nice. Sebab flicker. Good job. Siska mati, but it's okay lah. It's whatever. Baksia je pun.
That was so funny. Reza ran into the portal and shows up.
Cheap vlog ke nak tunggu grand final esok? Sebab satu set. Aduh, Rasi. Dia tak patut masuk tu.
I think better kalau Z ambil top tadi.
Betul.
He shouldn't masuk. Ya.
Dia nak kena dapat item je dulu.
Ya, betul. Dia tak payah masuk. Dia tak payah pergi mid pun tadi.
Sekarang ni goal memang semua dekat Hazel je doh. 1000 goal advantage ni kebanyakan dekat Hazel je.
Tak boleh tu. Dia laju sangat.
And when you use your portal, the best case scenario is that your opponents are not.
Ya, Session hyper farm gila doh. Baksia tak boleh buat apa.
Ya.
Hey, annoying lah siap.
Ya. Sakit. Boom. Oh, nice.
Oh, dapat. Oish. Okay, nice game.
Dapat ke bottom kalau boleh. Pergi mid balik.
I really thought Hazel was about to get out of there scot-free. Fortunately, Shadow Kill.
Decision kalau pro, pakai memang farming laju. Ya betul.
Top. Kena jaga juga.
Tak nak kasih tier 1 tapi wrong way. Ya.
Aduh, mid.
Mid tier 1 should be fine. Kimin here as well.
Oh, selamat.
Aduh, Kimi. Memang kena lari. Dah back. Memang kena back. Tak payah paksa.
Tak boleh.
SkyZ ulti ke?
Allah, kena putus. Astaghfirullahaladzim.
Bukan dah nampak ke semua orang dah balik? Kenapa dia nak paksa? Orang dah balik dah. Dengan turtle nak naik ni. Aduh. Sekarang diorang kena delay untuk semua dapat ulti balik baru try contest turtle. Turtle ketiga ni penting juga ni. Yes, Mak D better. Wish.
I don't know who that is.
Hampir 1000 gol dekat Kusir atas KZ.
Rasi, mesti buat apa?
Tu lah Rasi nak buat apa?
Dia orang nak let go nak push bottom ke?
Maybe. Dia nak tangkap siapa yang nak rotate bawah.
Kusei now is going to start becoming a problem, right? Fed of Heaven up probably would go for the
Tapi aku rasa macam dia dah boleh baca map dah.
Kejap lagi dia boleh ulti nampak.
Aduh, susah. Sekejap, Rasi.
Oh, sikit lagi. Oh, boleh. Alright, dapat something. Hazel tengah low tapi Hazel boleh kill balik lah doh. Diorang tak boleh lawan doh Yisenshin ni.
Storm. Oh no.
SkyZ tak boleh buat apa doh. SkyZ tu tak boleh buat apa doh. Sebab tu aku tak suka diorang ambil chip sekarang. Diorang tak boleh main.
But why?
Aduh, tu aku cakap Rasi ni dia macam ada time dia lah rumah paling bagus dekat sini. Ada time macam aduh hai. DX choke tu. Tak, kau tengok mana damage? Kau tengok Glue buka second skill. Mana damage Haya? Kau tengok. Haya tu lompat je dekat dia punya long tu. Sebab tu macam kau dah nampak Glue kat sebelah. Kenapa kau ambil Haya tu? Like bro, what's wrong? Tengok. Yes, they do negative damage, bro.
This Yi Shin pick is so good. Why?
Coach Teo, you see the Glue is there. Why you pick the Haya, bro? That was bad. Dah 2 kali dah ni DX dorang buat draft play. Huh?
What's the battle jungle then?
Lucas ke? Honestly, even Suyo would be better here.
I don't know. I feel like DXS, they're starting that inexperience is starting to show a little bit. These calls are becoming more and more erratic. Where they were taking fights that
Maybe dia tak nak ambil Lucas bagi stack untuk dia double voice lagi.
Dengan you double. Rasi buka ulti tak ada seorang pun masuk. Aduh, jangan ambil chip lagi.
Play from Rasi.
Macam mana dia boleh buat mission tu?
Tak, tadi kan ada portal dekat
Oi. Okay, that's cool. Hazel mati ke?
Yeah.
Alright.
So low.
Kim.
Yo, that was a play. Sebab tu aku cakap Rasi ni ada masa Roma paling bagus dengan Roma paling sampah. Dia memang oi, Hazel low tu. Kimi boleh masuk.
Alah, sikit lagi.
Aduh. Ya. Dia dah
Ya, dorang tak masuk.
Have to back.
Rasi mati.
Have to back.
Wait, asal Rasi buka portal?
This game is so unplayable now. Unless we see
Aduh.
really isolated targets to assassinate them.
Aduh, korang tahu tak kalau korang kalah, korang eliminated? Apa korang ambil?
Right now by Arrow, and honestly Hazel, he's entered the matrix at this point.
Jadi Haya ulti akan attack long dulu. Kalau dia punya stack dekat orang tu dah habis, dia akan attack apa-apa itu lah, minion ke long ke apa ke.
gets the Lord and still was able to walk out of it.
Reza jaga jadi tak boleh masuk. Ya, betul. Tapi at the same time, it's like you got to this point because bro.
This glue room is actually a big problem.
Susah doh because Izzat tak dapat space untuk farm at this point.
Sebab tu I mean fikir tadi macam antara Farsa Jushin, dua-dua ni boleh jadi problem. Diorang ambil Farsa and then like bro, aku ni caster, macam mana aku boleh nampak the problem? Kenapa korang DX, korang professional team, bro. Ni Suji nak try semalam, ya. Tapi Eza yang menjadi. Ya, Black Alien lagi bagus daripada White Alien.
What does that mean?
Hazel is the Black Alien and Susujin is the White Alien.
Oh my god!
Aduh. Kau boleh ke Rasi? Boleh dapat Hazel ke Rasi? Okay,
dapat. Tapi
Pasu Kimin terus mati.
Kimin mati just like that. Boleh ke?
Bro, GG bro. Arrow looking so strong bro. At this point there's no way bro.
Why do I feel like it's like the Farsa bukan makanan Haya. Haya jadi makanan Farsa.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Honestly, if you're a very good Farsa, you boleh counter semua assassin. Because your range is so long, you boleh predict dorang punya range nak masuk, so you boleh elak.
No. Something's different here. Something's different. They're not getting
Benda DX ni tu lah.
Dia je separuh dah MM.
a majority of the game.
DX, come on DX, come back DX. Buat MPR Malaysia ni nampak kuat DX. Jangan ambil chip.
Out of the question now. That glue pick, yes, it came out of nowhere, but it's not impossible to.
Kaja jungle actually better than Haya. In this situation, yeah.
A clear direction. Even Rossi, he's not using his shortcuts. He's not. We haven't even seen him use all. How many ults have we seen this game?
Why la pick chip?
Honestly, the best
Chip at this point has negative win rate, man.
Pretty much. Honestly,
Call on the
he
DX.
was using his shortcut better than his team was. I feel like that was the name of the game we were looking at here, and DXO really needs to figure something out soon. We got another short mic check for you guys to check out for the end of game number 2. We'll continue this conversation a little bit later.
Tiga kosong boleh rehat lah sikit. Game apa ni? Any chance of Raymond Tanda? Apa benda tu? Masih guna ke kata MPL NY lagi best dari MPL ID MPH? PH tu tak lah, tapi ID tu je. Cause at least Aero nampak kuat.
Either way, 2-0 now in favor of Aero Esports. One more game and they will
At least Aero nampak kuat.
to face off against Homebois for that last.
Kenapa Prio pick yang bukan winning condition hero? Itulah. Remontada adalah comeback. I see. Kalau diorang draft kalah lagi dan tak boleh lah.
But for DXS, where do we start, right?
Remontada is comeback in Spanish. I see.
But after game 2, I think the drawing board is just part of the steps that they need to take.
Yeah, they gotta
Aero nampak kuat, DX yang lemah. Aero nampak kuat. Sebab DX, dorang lemah bukan sebab dorang punya mekanik, tapi sebab dorang punya draft. Dorang draftkan diri sendiri untuk dorang tak boleh buat apa-apa tu. Kan Aria?
Betul. Macam susah gila boleh nak main draft macam tu.
Player okay, mekanik dorang memang nampak okay, tapi macam aku cakap lah, game pertama tadi Aku sampai lupa dah apa dorang punya draft. Dorang nak buat apa. And then game kedua, kau ambil Haya bila lawan dengan Glue. Dah lah Glue ni Glue Roam, bukan Glue EXP. Jadi setiap kali kau nak gang tengah ke, kau nak gang dia punya jungle ke, kau nak fight dekat turtle, nanti Glue tu ada. Kau nak buat apa tu? Questionable juga ambil Haya bila ada Glue.
I'm pretty sure this squad has identified how DXL wants to play the game.
How do they not know, bro?
Quickly that they're not able to adjust. The game just falls right into
the fact Coach Bam is alone show how good he is. Yeah.
Not only is he outplaying his opponents, but he has an individual
to be independent. Draft issue, yeah, draft issue.
Play 4 and 1 with him on the opposite side of the map, picking up farm when the team needs to clump together. This particular game is so different from game number 1.
Lower bracket final can start earlier, tak? Dia still start pukul 4. Ini orang panggil apa nama dia? Fixed schedule. Macam mana pun dia akan start pukul 4. Kita start pukul 11, sekarang pukul 12 dan nak habis dah. Nampak tak kat Malaysia ni kita habis betapa cepat? Kita punya break tak panjang mana?
Tak ada buy time.
They have Kimchi, they've got Faker, and then they've got Hazel on Yishin Shin.
Maybe BTS, right?
Yeah,
Be the one to offend the army.
Of course.
Some of them are probably listening in, but yeah, this game is.
Hari ni juga ke lower bracket final?
Siapa menang ni lawan dengan Homebois.
Faham?
Homebois.
Pasal esok grand final tu je.
Does not have a direction, right? We didn't get to see the utilization of this chip. No big flank maneuvers, no creative movements, no off-tempo play.
SkyZ pun tak boleh buat apa. Dia punya Bruno tadi tak boleh buat apa-apa. Sekarang Iritel dia pun tak boleh buat apa-apa. Iritel boleh function kalau mid trio dah menang. Tapi kalau Rasi dah macam tu, Kimin dia pun tak boleh nak buat apa-apa dengan Hayabusa dia.
But Aria Esports, they called it really fast, right? They use double mid lane, duel in the mid lane, let Hazel kind of
Aero aggressive gameplay, tak macam Homebois. Thank you for the 6 ringgit, Adi Saleh. Love your channel, keep it up. Thank you very much, Adi Saleh. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it so much. But as of right now, Aero looks very freaking strong. Hussein improve, Hazel improve. Like Hazel punya farming so far has been so fast. Homebois punya aggressive juga macam Aero ya. Sebenarnya Homebois pun aggressive. Tengok pada draft lah. If the draft allows it, then okay lah. Now I'm worried about Homebois game later. It's okay. If Aero is stronger than Homebois, then okay. Because no matter what, kita memang just nak team yang kuat je pergi MSC. Kalau Aero better, then Aero lah pergi. Semalam penat kerja punya pasal dengan menunggu dia punya gap sampai tidur tengok MPL ID. It has way too long, bro. Way too long. Aku sampai complain kat dorang. Panjang gila tu korang punya ni. Homebois kena take note, Yisen Shin, Hazel Buyer. Ya, kalau nak lawan dengan Yisen Shin, your mid trio has to be very strong untuk halang dia farming. Sebab antara yang buat Yisen Shin farm laju is macam mana korang nampak tadi, dia boleh masuk dalam jungle sebelah and orang tak boleh halang dia ambil farm. Kalau kau punya EXP dengan mid duo tu menang, susah untuk Yisen Shin masuk kau punya jungle. At that point, kau boleh neutralize farming jungle kau dengan jungle sebelah. Itu kekuatan Ishin, dia boleh menang farming masuk jungle. Sebab tu aku fikir tadi, Jushin, Farsa, dua ni confirm boleh menang mid lawan dengan Kimi. And then dorang ambil Farsa, which antara Farsa dengan Jushin memang Farsa lagi kuat lah lawan Kimi dekat lane. Sebab tu aku macam tengok like the draft like bro, it would, like you can see the problem. Kau dah nampak Ishin third pick, kau boleh agak jangan bagi dorang menang mid duo, jangan bagi dorang menang. And then GG bro. Like I really feel like you don't have to ban the Faramis. Even kalau dorang nak glue sekalipun, I really don't think you have to ban the Faramis. Kau dengan siapa Watchparty? Dengan Faii dengan Aria. Selama Aero SRG menang pun CPCP hari tu, I chance to go MSC. At least this better than yesterday MPL Indo. Yeah, that one was a bit hard to watch lah. I think I'm going to react, yes. Nampak drop throat DX Soul, tak macam awal play off. DX kena call ex-coach dia betul, kena panggil Sunfrost balik. Hanzo tak meta ke? Rasa farm speed Hanzo better dari Shin. Hard to say, I pun lama tak main Hanzo, so I tak tahu. DX advantage kat side lane, true mid kurang ya, true mid dia orang kurang. Bara support any second team to go EWC as long as strong, but he's a statement about MY team. I rather support Homebois. Yeah, I understand that.
As a glue room.
I think what it really comes down to is that Coach Baum is just ruining Theo's day. If
Theo
is the OCD kid, Coach Baum is the guy who's just messing with his shoes, putting it off kilter ever so slightly, and that is enough, right? Because again, we saw that they wanted.
Like, what do you guys think? Korang rasa dalam game ni apa yang problem? Macam pada aku draft, tapi mana tahu korang ada pendapat yang beza ke?
SkyZ tak ada ruang untuk farm. Honestly. Lepas tu Farsa tu buka ulti je, kena mid dengan goal, habis terus half nyawa dia orang. Susah tu. Yeah. Technically macam you punya minion clear akan lagi laju sebab you ada technically 2mm, which is Kimi and Irritail, but they can't even clear when the Farsa buka ulti. Memang zone out gila-gila. So the high ground wins.
He's already in his power post.
Ya, faham. Memang Farsa tu problem gila tu. Banyak juga individual mistake dari DXO. Ya, communication pun out. Ya, lagi game pertama tadi kita nampak dengan Lui tu. Betul apa Faii cakap tu, SkyZ tak hidup. Problem orang banyak main pecah, tak all in bila boleh all in pas timing. Yeah, I think the timing is also off. Tapi aku rasa yang paling besar nampak is dorang punya mid trio tak sekuat ni doh, Aero. Yeah, draft memang problem besar, Gideon serious. I mean like to be fair, dekat MPL ID pun kebanyakannya adalah draft juga. Draft chip dengan Haya tu tak patut. Haya tak mampu snowball drag team. If kau fair, kau nak ubah apa draft pada DX, first jangan ambil chip lah. Sebab aku rasa chip ni susah tau untuk draft. Chip still hero yang kuat, tapi dia bukan macam apa?
Dia tak ada combo.
Kalau nak main chip,
kalau kan if you use chip, yeah, you need early game hero. You need a team fight punya com, but I don't think they're a team fight com.
Ya, sebab tu BK baik ambil Lucas. At least kalau chip ulti, Lucas masuk, dia boleh crowd control semua orang sampai keluar damage. Ini ambil Haya nak buat apa?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Kau ambil Haya, kau nak buat apa tu? Bagi SkyZ 1-1 2 kali kena ban, first ban. Jadi memang tak boleh dapat. Aku tak rasa Aero akan lepaskan Wawan. Dia cuma lacking draft understanding, kurang prepare. Ya, memang nampak kurang prepare. Nampak Sunfrost tiaw balik play DX, mesti dia geram. Yang aku geram ni lah sebab macam kau boleh nampak dah draft tu. Kau like you can see where the draft is going, and then you're not preparing against it, you know.
Maybe try to go for option number 3, didn't work out. But then in game 2 there was no options at all, right? The only safe haven was this guy, and that didn't work out.
Oh, masih bam seorang Aero. Tak ada analyst ke apa?
Pak Bet ada, tapi dia masuk lepas transfer window, jadi dia tak boleh masuk, dia tak boleh naik stage. Pak Bet tu PH punya coach.
That's why we're seeing the greater bets. That's why
I
we're seeing
see.
Harith getting picked up very, very early on. When we've seen DXO just be like, well, you know what? We can I guess lock in the Wanwan if we had to, but it's banned out this time. So what are we gonna do? Make sure that Kuse can't play his comfort heroes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
Kau takut
very
tinggi ke,
tough,
Fel?
for DXO. It's not done just yet, right?
So-so,
If we know
so-so.
DXO for anything is that they are masters
If you
of
pick
Fusi.
chip, need to ban Yisun Shin? No, tak semestinya. You just need hero that can do something when the chip open the portal. Korang tengok tadi berapa kali chip dia buka shortcut, tak ada orang masuk pun. Sebab orang macam kau gila nak aku masuk.
But if you guys have not heard
Kan
about
macam
this yet, we
kau
have
boleh tahu
three
yang
heroes
draft tu tak okey kalau
So
chip
if
buka
you
ulti atau Lui buka ulti, lepas tu tak ada sesiapa nak masuk. Diorang cakap kau gila kau nak aku masuk.
July is the Celestial Empress, 30 coming down into the mid
Jadi
lane.
dorang
We have not
kalah
seen her kid
diri
yet
sendiri
do.
tu. Draft
Just go and
draft
search
macam
him on
tu.
the internet is a pretty cool kid.
Yeah, feels like they're limiting themselves, right? They're not playing at their full potential.
Now it's with her.
Dia macam bayangkan kau pakai chip and then kau punya gold lane Lela. Kau ingat Lela nak masuk? Kaja jungle full tank, full magic, full tank. Bawa full tank.
If I said it for the very first, it would have been bad. It would have been so bad.
It really is a can I copy your homework situation though.
Miss ZTN. ZTN.
Yeah, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, I can't wait for the name to get butchered.
Yeah. I mean,
Zetian.
else have butchered it already. To be fair, PL ID.
Kau rasa Aero je boleh bagi saingan SRG? I mean, to be fair, Homebois pun push dorang pergi ke game kelima kan?
Oh my
Yes.
Homebois pun push SRG game kelima.
If you say Changi one more time, putting it into the grinder.
I remember we had difficulty with Suyo back then too.
I mean, Suyo is okay. I mean, it's not that bad. But I want to hear how Poji pronounces the name of the new hero in the courtside interview.
Wu Zetian. Banyak team tak ready main chip lepas selalu kena ban. Ya. Alamak. Lupa dah turn on mic.
Apa khabar semua? Terima kasih sekali lagi kepada caster yang handsome sekalian. Dan sekarang saya, Poji, berada dekat sini. Kita tengok hype-nya, crowd yang menyokong untuk kedua pasukan.
Come on, DX, we need absolute cinema. True! Rasa decision nak buka portal tak kena timing selalu, tapi memang hero pun tak sesuai. Melainkan kau snowball. Kalau kau snowball, kau pakailah hero apa pun, kau boleh je masuk. Tapi kalau kau dah ke belakang, tak berani dia nak masuk.
Diorang ni daripada mana? Studionya dekat mana? Okay. How are you, bang? Assalamualaikum.
Komen sikit pasal kemasukan set, kena tanya SRG kot.
Apa khabar, bang? Boleh. Duduk.
Sebab aku, apa-apa aku cakap, andaian je. Palatau je. Tak ada fakta langsung.
Okey, jom kita ke depan sikit. Kat belakang kita agak-agak kecil.
Untuk aku kalau boleh, kalau aku nak cerita, aku cerita benda yang aku tahu lah. Benda yang aku tak tahu, nanti palatau, nanti nampak kurang quality apa yang aku komen. Ada tu, ada. Mic ada.
Okey, sudah. Okay, kita tak apa, normal. This is normal ya guys. Relax.
Mic ada. Kita dengar.
Nama pada mana?
Nama saya Muhammad Azizan
Babe.
bin Mustafa dari Indonesia.
Who do you think will win talent?
Oh, daripada Indo datang apa dia?
Saya Sherry.
Sherry.
Who do you think will win talent of the season?
Kita ada 2 orang pada Indonesia.
Honestly, I don't care. Bagilah Poji ke apa ke.
Indonesia juga.
Like, yeah.
Belajar
I don't know. I feel like
Jadi,
best
datang
talent
ni
award
support
macam
siapa?
nothing really. Tapi kalau boleh dapat bagi Poji lah. I think Poji deserve it.
Nampak dia macam nervous sikit. Abang sokong Hazel juga.
I think
Okay,
OG
memang
deserve it this
daripada
season.
Malaysia ke Indonesia ke Malaysia, sokong Hazel all the way ke ataupun macam mana? Ataupun ada sokong mana-mana tim lain ke dekat Indo juga? Hazel.
Ya.
Hazel,
Ini
okay.
memang the real flat.
Rasi buka portal ke rumah, betul?
Ya.
Kecewa je tengok kena macam tu. Fokus hero Siska and SkyZ dulu coach. Ya, aku rasa betul. Daripada bahan chip, baik makan je potato chip, view pun tinggi kalau live sambil makan, ya ke?
Baik.
Rose punya fanbase pun tak relax. Maksudnya Rose punya fanbase tak relax? Macam mana tu?
Mantap. Okey, untuk abang pula kan, abang okey. Kalau abang
Untuk vote tu? Untuk vote best talent?
Hazel handsome, ganteng semua.
Saya vote best talent. Thank you very much Adi, tapi it's okay. Kita bagi orang lain. Selama ni DX lawan tim yang tak kaji identiti diorang. Ni boleh cakap first time DX lawan tim yang actually study diorang. Ya, betul.
Strategi.
Ya.
Yang bagi diorang respect.
Memang boy.
Tim lain tak respect diorang tu.
Okey bang, kalau bolehlah nak sampaikan kata-kata semangat dekat Hazel lah. Hazel tengah padang kita. Hello Hazel. Apa benda nak cakap kat dia?
Terusin. Semangat gitu.
Semangat gitu.
Semangat. Jangan apa orang panggil terganggu emosinya. Okey abang, anything nak cakap dekat semua fan Malaysia dan juga fan Indonesia yang tengah menonton dan juga turut menyokong
Aero Esport hari ni yang ada Hazel dekat dalam tu?
Apa?
MPL Indo start pukul apa?
Untuk fan dekat Malaysia, Indonesia yang menyokong
Entah,
Hazel.
pukul 5 kot.
Terusin sokong Hazel ya. Jangan
okay.
tukar-tukar.
Aero study DX more than DX study D sendiri. Actually, that might be true. That might be true.
Kita terasa
Bayangkan
Actually,
kalau...
might be true though.
Yeah, that might be true.
bukan doakan untuk Aero.
Bayangkan kalau RQ tak lepas MSC tapi Aero yang lepas, nanti Kingdom semua sokong Aero lah.
Mungkin dua berbalas
Which is good for diorang punya branding lah. Confirm popularity diorang naik kau-kau.
datang daripada jauh, sanggup menyokong MPL.
Tapi ya, bayangkan kalau RQ tak pergi MSC. Fuh.
Sekarang tanpa kita melengahkan masa, player
Personally, aku harap diorang pergi MSC. Personally. Tapi kalau Geek Fam tiba-tiba perform, then salah. Patutlah Faii kena ban dari Best Talent. 3-0 ni, I hope it extends. Tapi so far, Aero diorang memang menang draft kau-kau tu. Like personally aku nak game lagi banyak, tapi if DX tak boleh menang draft, what to do? What to do? Kingdom bukan sokong Aero, sokong Azer je. Menang sebab Azer, kalah sebab Aero. Yeah. Honestly at this point, kalau aku boss Aero pun, I don't care man. Asalkan viewer tu ada, aku boleh dapatkan sponsor, it's all good bro. Oh, season ni better Win rate sekarang ni 54%. Last season 48%.
But the performance level is miles apart.
Oh yeah, I mean Coach Mom, he's looking back at them and it's like, actually that's kind of true. Our stats are pretty similar.
The stats are good. MPL ID start 6.30. Okay. 6.30 Malaysia time.
Playstyles between these two seasons directly, it is massively different.
It's a completely different roster.
MPL ID lawak. Lawak dia sikit-sikit lah. Tapi sebab dia punya break tu panjang aja, tu yang buat susah nak layan tu. Geek tu kuat lah jungle tu. Ya. Kemungkinan 4 AP mau beli slot Aero, who knows? Who knows? Match Homebois skor apa? Pukul 4. Pukul 4. Korang rasa nanti RQ dengan Geek siapa akan menang?
In season 14.
Well, at least he can go back over and just.
Kau rasa Geek
I coached that team. 6% better than last year. Sorry, last season.
I didn't watch
Even so, I think
Tapi Geek kalah dengan RRQ kan? 3-1 kak?
Ya betul. Ya betul.
too much to deal with.
Tapi
Tapi
aku
kalau RRQ win semalam, Geek menang lah.
aku rasa lebih pada RQ kalah semalam pun banyak dorang punya mistake. Banyak dorang punya mistake. Lagi yang siapa nama dia? Si Susuji pakai Joy tu.
Staples like Kim come back and still trying to support this new rebrand.
Yeah, they definitely feel a lot more directed as well and eager to break their record from last season. DXO, this is their first season, so let's compare them with a team that...
Oh, banding Team Hak dengan DXO. Team Hak masa dorang punya debut champion terus, DXO boleh ke tak buat benda sama? Oi, Team Hak 29 win season dorang, 61% win rate, DXO 52% win rate. Number Team Hak semua gila-gila tu. 57% objective control, 68% first pick win rate, 52% second pick win rate. Oi, Team Hak debut season OP tu. Champion terus. DXO kalau nak jadi champion macam Team Hak, oi, banyak orang kena buat. Adin effect betul tu, Adin effect tu. Adin dah buat Team Hak menang, jadi champion terus. Last game RQ super sedih. Baik tu Adin kan?
Back then we had slightly more games to play. We didn't have BO5s for the entire playoffs.
Geek MSC, Homebois MSC, Erpang versus Geek Redemption R. Oh, that would actually be cool.
They lost to Team Hak.
Erpang lawan dengan Geek
Champions though, I believe by Sith.
That would be cool.
3 seconds.
So kalau Aero dengan RQ pergi, Hazel lawan dengan RQ. Oh, nice.
I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. I need to search more.
It is the best example that the people can use to say that MPL is scripted.
we almost leaked the script.
We nearly broke the third wall there. Just oh no.
Morning Pel. Datang hari tapi what's up King Bonk? Waktu M4 pun Team Hak bagi fight dekat Echo, betul? And time tu Echo menang kot. And dia jadi champion M4. Nak Geek menang, lepas tu lawan Onyx pun menang sebab nak tengok Beloy menang for real. I see. Morning Mung, baru Mung. Oh, baru bangun. What's up? Dah 2-0 dah ni. Kita akan tengok kalau DX boleh kembalikan game kita. Dah start draft dah. Oi, lajunya MPLMY.
Come playoffs, he was styling on MV on Uni. But right now,
boleh tak Fel Todak ambil Skylar? Boleh tu boleh. Aku memang nak Todak kalau kali ni kau nak ambil import. Oi, terus ambil Joy. Aero ban 1-1 Haya Fovius. Woi, DxO ban Yi Sun Shin. Yi Sun Shin chip dengan Fanny. Okay, kena ambil Kalia. DxO kena ambil Kalia. Kalia atau Badang, aku boleh terima antara dua. Sebab Zikif kuat dua-dua. Lepas tu ambil Harit. Sebab Harit kuat lawan dengan Joy. Harit Badang okay, Harit Kalia okay. DxO, you cannot mess this up. Ataupun Baxia Harit pun okay. Baxia Harit pun okay. DxO, you can't screw. Ataupun Granger pun aku boleh terima sebab Granger boleh lawan dengan Harit. Ambil MM priority. Baxia. Okay, diorang ambil Kalia. Alright. Harit atau Granger. Maybe better Granger lah actually. Louis, okay, aku boleh terima. Sebab pick ketiga diorang boleh ambil MM. Kalau Arrow ambil Granger, diorang boleh ambil Iritel. Actually clever. Okay, diorang ambil Badang, Hero Zikif. Diorang ambil Kimi. Okay. Kau boleh ambil Harit, lepas tu kau boleh ban Granger. Ataupun Granger. Granger, Harit, dua-dua okay. And then ban seorang. Ataupun Baxia. Baxia pun okay. And then korang ambil ni. Okay, diorang ambil Granger, okay. So Arrow akan ban Baxia. DxO ban Iritel. Kau kena ban Iritel.
I was also thinking that the Masha might show up here since we already know that it combos well with the Loa Yi.
Yep. DxO dapat Masha kuat ni. Ban Iritel. Hazel nak team yang dengar cakap dia. Kalau kat RQ siapa nak dengar cakap Hazel, semua King situ, betul? Diorang tahu Kim punya Lui ni seram, jadi tak bagi dia main. It's okay. Opening dua team okay. Sebab semua dapat hero kuat diorang. Ban Iritel bro. Trust me bro. Ban Gatot. Okay, Gatot lawan dengan Kalia. Masha Baxia. Dua ni okay. Kenapa team MY tak ambil Nail? Tak tahu.
Nail is who?
Jungler Geek yang sebelum ni.
Is he good?
Oh, Nanai. Okay dia.
Ya, dia bagus. Yep, ban Masha. Okay. Ziki dapat Badang, GG. Iritel. Dah 2 game dah Skyset tadi main. Mesti sebab apa?
Sebab Nanai mahal tu. Panik kan?
Ya, aku rasa mahal. Zikif ke Zikif pula. Geek ke Onyx ke, ya mahal. Aku rasa mahal. Toda ada duit tapi diorang nak ambil. GB. Tengok Hero tak fikir duit, ambil je Hazel. Aku nak tengok Toda ambil Neil dan Skylar. Moskov
Okay.
I pun tak tahu kenapa diorang ban Moskov. But okay, diorang ban Bennett. Okay, respectable. I still think ambil Baxia kat sini would be okay. Diorang ambil Glue. Okay, so memang takkan ada
Kita
Baxia.
nak lawan Moskov late game ke?
Maybe. Tu bukan GB, Gelabah. Glebe, sorry, Gelabah pula, Glebe. Aku nak tengok Toda ambil Neil dengan Skylar, harap-harap lah. Toda try to low budget but big impact.
Big impact tu tak lepas play off.
Hilda and Iritel.
Itulah, tak.
Yeah, like you said.
Tak ban Iritel. Tapi tak apa, we'll see. Aaron Shiki mana Fel? Dia jadi sub sebab dia tak perform masa regular season. Jungle apa ni?
Tak payah spam kot Mr. Slow.
Okay.
Wow, Nolan. Tak susah ke Nolan?
Aku pun rasa susah.
Kan?
Elok lagi Haya. Oh, Haya kena ban.
Sebab Nolan lawan dengan Joy pun aku rasa macam taklah kuat dekat Nolan. Kimi, kau kena main the best Nolan in the world kalau kau nak menang ni.
Janganlah 3-0.
Link open.
Link 3-0.
Draft ni okay. Lepas tu last ambil Nolan tu aku macam okay.
Tapi dia link better, kenapa tak ambil link?
Mungkin dia rasa dia tak boleh farm kot. Itu je aku boleh fikirkan. Nolan dah tiada damage, Joy Dash setengah HP. Nolan ni early hero kan. Dia early farm. Dia macam Yushin. Dia farm je. Kimin, kau kena jadi the best Nolan in the world, in two world, in Mars, in Jupiter untuk kau menang ni. Nolan berskuat, ya, tapi bila orang buat Dreadnought Armor terus tak rasa sangat damage dia.
Okay, dah flicker.
Was able to get some intel for himself, but at least DxO forces something out of him.
Yep. I mean, you can see that Kimin trying to go for at least like
Storm.
At least Storm game ni dia pakai flicker, jadi mungkin lah dia akan selamat sedikit.
one minion here, but the second one I think he might get zoned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's rushing to help him.
This guy in some trouble though. He's starting three members
Ziki.
have to flicker out.
Okay.
Rasi now gonna be the one stuck outside.
Berapa banyak flicker dah awal ni dah kena.
Rasi.
Storm. Berapa ni? 1, 2 flicker dah. DxO dah pakai awal-awal. Okay, Kimin kena farm gila-gila Kimin. Kau kena farm gila-gila Kimin. Tapi Skyzer actually doing quite well against the Irritel. Tapi yelah baru level 1, level 2. Nanti bila dah level 4 susah tu. Best Nolan in Milky Way, Mars Cast. Nolan already show kot late game dapat Nathan. Mungkin. Yang tiba-tiba dapat hero lebih pula.
Hasn't really gotten to play the game in these past couple of matches at the very least. And this time round, he might have an opportunity. But Crusade is going to make it difficult, right? This is not exactly the most favorable matchup in the lane. Oh man, missed it from the side of ZQ.
That would have been a huge catch if he was able to find it, but the DxO right now still doing a good job of making sure they don't give
Dia pick Nolan sebab nanti kalau Arrow menang, dia buat A untuk Arrow. LOL. LOL. Itu memang a Vamos thinking lah siap. Rasi tak ada level 4 ni.
Rassi's not level 4.
Ya, Rasi tak ada level 4 ni. Jadi dia nak tangkap si Joy pun tak boleh.
For Arrow, right? They're really taking their time. They want to lean into getting the snowball early.
DxO diorang tak boleh. Jangan ke depan. Korang tengah tak cukup orang ni.
Aduh,
Siska tak dapat. Oh, Siska dapat Hazel. Nice. Okay, Storm lari keluar. Kimin kena tangkap. Pasu, okay, damage keluar. Kimin jaya untuk dapatkan kill. And now, even Reza kena tarik. Reza tak kena tarik. It's okay.
Oh, nice.
Alright. Early game better daripada DX.
See what happens when you get priority in lane. See what happens when Siska unlocks himself. They're gonna get
Sad.
Ni baru DX Soul. Rasi on top kalau guna pick off, but we'll see how this game. Yeah, we'll see. Nicking Kimin lah. Aduh, hai. Early game still okay, tapi kena jaga-jaga. Sebab still, si Irritel tu akan jadi problem. Melainkan Siska dengan Rasi buat blade armor cepat-cepat. Tapi aku rasa Rasi akan lambat buat blade armor. Sebab diorang mesti nak buat magic resist dulu. Nak lawan Hazel. Oh. Tapi tak ditangkap. Dash Joy itu susah lah. Tak ditangkap. Sedap ni, Rasi dengan Siska boleh set out untuk Kimin. Yep. Okay, Kusei dah ada Husk Claw. That's already a big power spike dah sebenarnya untuk Irritel. Tak cukup untuk menangkan banyak team fight, tapi boleh bagi damage sikit lah. Kimi dah habis combo jaga jarak. Yes, betul, kena jaga jarak. Oh. Siapa tu? Oi, dapat Kim. Oi, pandai.
Nice, this is what we want.
Dapat timing kan Purify. Rasi memang antara the best atau the worst lah. Bagus Rasi. Rasi kalau dapat tangkap Zikif is Endo. Kalau teleport. Dapat Zikif, nampak Zikif. Tak, tunggu. Diorang tunggu Hazel. Ui, Zikif nampak tu. Zikif gila, cok. What the hell, Zikif? Pasu Zikif buat tak nampak. Yo, Zikif best roamer, bro. Yo, Zikif.
Dia nak dia nampak the
Alfi Lui.
sebab dia dekat untuk nampak kan. I thought dia memang tak tahu.
Roma season gila tu. And ada orang cakap Zikif ni tak power, tak pandai tangkap. Like bro, Zikif is amazing bro.
Oh, Skyzat. Kalia.
Alright, nice. Dapat padang.
Okay, good job.
Siska dapat naik Reza ni rasanya. Ya, dapat naik Reza. Alright.
Satu hit, nice.
Oh, Hazel dapat doh. Kimin. Hazel dapat doh. Rasi kau kena pasangan tu Rasi.
Rasi.
Okay.
Lari. Nice.
Zikif mad hack ke tak? Dia just nampak. Dia nampak vision bila tu.
DXL was dragging out considering how many they actually caught, right? At the end of the day, they still walk away with more kills.
Siska.
Still had his
Dapat dia. Okay.
What are you gonna do about it?
Terpaksa.
Okay. Ya, terpaksa.
Kimi panik cok. Ya, dia panik doh. Oh, pasu SkyZ. SkyZ 3 game ni tak dapat main doh. Tapi dah cakap dah. Kau dah ambil green je. Kenapa kau tak ban ni Retail? What's wrong with you? Coach! Map is in my blood, Zikif.
Isn't losing confidence.
Map is in my blood.
Makes up for it by using that flicker on the bot side to crack open that tier 1. And Guse finally unlocked from the lane can start to participate in a lot more fights.
Aku tak tahu tu, tapi coach dia memang tak nak SkyZ main tu. Dia macam tak apa. Biar dia kalah match up.
Yang mesti up dia for Skyzat. At least kalau ada Moscow, prospect tu tak ada kalau dia datang gang.
Betul.
Dia boleh survive lagi.
Yeah, I think one of the sources of that stems
nampak. Saya nampak.
Tak apa. At least dorang ke belakang. Ni kalau Aero menang, Zikif the real MVP. Ya. Ini macam BT ambil 1-1 tak ban Retail. Iya sama. Aku tak tahu kenapa orang tak respect dua Retail. Ingat Retail tu hero ayam ke?
Apa ni?
They need that purple buff for the Nolan, or he needs to at least have full energy without the purple buff. A lot of things that DXO needs to take into consideration. But for Aero, they can fight on a dime. DK finds a chance, Kim can follow up easily.
Either way, I still think that itemization is a lot easier for DXO at this point, right? Everybody wants to get Radiant Armor, everybody wants to make sure they also have the Blade Armor too. Oh, another pick!
Nampak ke?
Oh, Reza still hidup.
Away from the mid lane! And that means no casualties here.
Yeah, the Goblin is actually blocked out the...
Oh, Diverson!
Kau saya nampak ke?
Kenapa dengan production yang tengok screen ni weh?
Kenapa?
Yang gerak-gerakkan screen.
Oh, observer. Aku rasa dia pun pening kot. Aku rasa dia pun pening. Okay.
Oh, Zikif.
Tak, I rasa Zikif macam okay, ni throw. Aku kena balik.
Hazel.
Boleh kot. Siska boleh naik. Nice. Kimin jangan mati, Kimin. Okay, Kimin hidup lagi. Rasi engage bagus. Tadi takut Kusih. Itu problem. Tadi takut Kusih. Okay, back. Kalau orang Kusih confirm mati. Itu memang fikir macam rumah tu.
Thing is, this Kimi is really dishing out damage tau. So dia sakit just like that je. And then dah lah diorang huddle together lagi lah kena Kimi punya tu.
Betul. Kimi pun I rasa susah lah nak cari Kim. Kim ni pandai jaga position.
Yup, betul.
Sekarang Kim dah ada concentrated lagi lah, susah. Reza breakfast nasi kandak tadi perform baik. Dia perform baik.
Come on, DX, you guys can do it. Lord dah nak spawn. Jangan silap sekarang.
Sekarang ni DXO dorang dah kena start open map. Okay, clear bawah, so open map. Oh, Kimin! Oh, dapat! What the hell? Yo, Kimin! Oh, tapi Hazel kejar. Oh, flicker terus. Reza dapat kill. Tapi Hazel pun mati dulu, jungle tak ada. Skyzer dapat kill, Skyzer double kill Skyzer. Okay, dapat stack.
Okay.
Dia dapat stack.
Nice. Boleh diorang, boleh diorang. Tapi
Tapi dor kena hati-hati. Kuse boleh wipe out ke diorang ni kalau Zikif dapat setup baik. Zikif pun ada flicker ni. Korang tak ada jungle, jangan overcommit.
Boleh. Ya.
Hati-hati. Oh, kongsi Zikif. Tengok Zikif. Tengok Zikif dapat 2. Dah cakap Kuse boleh ni. Skyzer, hati-hati. Astaghfirullahalazim. Wah, aku stres tengok.
Ya.
Okay, Skyzer dapat kill. Weh, kalau dapat Kuse menang. Shut down Skyzer. Weh. Nice. Macam ni lah DX. Play properly.
Ya, play macro.
Masih Sprout, nice. Best Nolan in Milky Way. Irrital meta ke situational pick? Irrital dia boleh counter 1-1, boleh counter Granger. So it's meta, tapi dia macam meta counter meta.
Ya.
Siska dah dapat stack, ya. Oi, Siska tak mati lagi game ni Senaman jantung, betul loh.
Boleh.
Okay, back. Jangan fight. Try balik.
Finish kalau tak back. No, Siska, no.
Tak apa.
Laphel kau cakap Siska tak mati terus dia mati doh.
Itulah, aku patut diam je tu.
Ya.
Mungkin sebab tu aku tak kasar ni.
Tapi lah, they got lot.
Kutuk Z lagi fail sebab kau kata Z tak main match ni terus perform. Betul lah. Biasa je dulu dia. Dia macam budak ML lah siap.
Dia tak akan dapat finish lagi.
Jap. Arrow masuk. Masih dapat lari. Okay, nice. Teruk kau DX. Jap. TP. Oh, Zikir, what the hell? Zikir dapat 3. Oh, Skyzer dalam bahaya. Kimi cuma selamatkan orang sampai ketika situ and then orang bercakap tak dapatkan Kuse, kau kena lari Kuse. Kau tak boleh mati. Baik dong Kuse selamat. Tapi oh my god, Zikif. Wih, Zikif timing cantik lah siang dapat 3.
Tadi terkeluar punya caster.
Terkeluar caster, betul. Betul, sampai terkeluar caster. Gila tu Zikif. Lain kali mulut jangan masin. Tengoklah wife aku bagi aku makan apa. Suka dengan casting informer macam ni. Dia kalau best casting tu terkeluar tau. Zikif best roamer, power tu Zikif ni, serius. Masa cast je jangan bias. Yang ni aku bias bukan apa. Aku nak 5 game, tu je. Aku nak 5 game. Kalau Zikif tak moment tadi, memang rata. Betul, memang rata. Sebab tu orang respect Zikif punya badang. Curi mana ni? Laphel, please say me ugly so I can be handsome. What a thinking though Akmal. What a thinking though. DXO ni kan, DXO ni diorang main macam tak nak menang tu. Dah DXO tak nak menang, main macam ni. Apa benda lah DXO ni. Tengok lepas ni diorang menang. Reverse psychology. Kita cakap diorang teruk. Kau TP apa tu Storm? Apa benda lah. Tengok nanti dia TP bagus lepas ni.
Dia nak buka map.
Lagi sekali Kimi cari Kim.
Bagi diorang keluar dulu.
Tapi kalau Zikif main macam ni, boleh do arrow menang. Zikif tangkap 2 ke tangkap 3, pasu Kuse letup-letup. And aku rasa Siska tak ada beli armor lagi. Ke dah ada beli armor lah? Ke boleh? Oh, diorang nak TP.
Dah
nak TP semua.
Dah ada lot.
Fail agree tak ya? Aku rasa Zikif ni sekarang best roamer. Ya, aku rasa dia best roamer tu, serius. I mean, respect to Yums. Tapi Zikif main ni, dia memang carry team dia tu. Serius.
Betul. Imagine the roamer carrying.
Jangan tengok KDA untuk cara dia main.
They can clear because Louis has TP.
When the fight too intense, fight too intense, Laphel need to cast the game, yeah.
tanking
Oh,
Ziki berapa kali MVP tak banyak.
Kongsi lah, kongsi.
between Siska and
Ambil
Reza,
boost,
who
okay.
can open up more
Conceal.
parts of the map. Create these safe
Siapa consider dia? Aku tak perasan. DXO lah.
DX. Dia ingat dia ada miss tu.
Tapi memang sekarang Roma dia ni kan, just untuk pegang push je.
Tak apa, jangan paksa.
Tengok mid, tengok mid.
Jangan paksa lot. Sebab kena fight dulu ni. Jangan paksa lot.
Masalahnya DX diorang kena risaukan 3 tau. Hazel ya, Kim ya, tapi Arrow tu pun siapa nama dia? Ziki pun dia kena jaga. Sebab kalau diorang macam berkumpul, Ziki masuk, GG. Padahal Ziki player tu dah dulu. Bongok dia tu dah tak ambil.
It's all about just taking control over this side of the map and dragging this out. Eventually, somebody is going to show up with the wave.
Sky Z hati kau punya HP banyak kena bunuh dengan lot je tu.
Ziki balik.
Ya,
Still a slow push.
I rasa
That's why we saw DXO walk up just a little bit to gain more control of the lore, but still they need more info on where Aero
I think
is.
he's baiting, but also at the same time I don't think it's a good idea.
Sky Z dah jual dia punya kasut dah tu.
Have a slow push in top lane, diversion play.
Dia ulti bawah tu. Weh, diorang tahu ke? Oh tak.
Tak nak open map ni kan.
Kena tu dulu. Kena clear dulu.
Masing-masing takut.
Dah pushing, so okay.
So masing-masing nak jaga side wave juga ni. Sebab tengok kat atas, atas DXO menang ni.
Ya. Clear mid, clear mid.
Good idea.
Oh, Ziki tahu Kimi kat mana. Ziki tahu Kimi kat mana. Ziki, what the hell, best roamer. Wait, tapi Hazel mati, what the hell? Yo, the Lord is all the roads though. Kusi nak try curi, Kusi boleh kena curi itu. Rasi dapat gila, bongor Rasi. Jaga. TV. Dia dapat Kim. Rasi dapat Kim. Tapi Kim tak mati lagi. Oh, Kimi macam tu dapat kaki. Aris dapat kill. Let's go. Kusi bakal, Kusi balik lari. Rasi dah tak ada HP. Ziki mati dulu. Oh, Ziki video masuk kena bunuh dengan Sky baik. Oh, tinggal Kusi.
Hazel dah nak hidup dah 12. Cepat kan ke?
Aku rasa dapatkan inhibitor. Boleh kot kalau Rasi tak ada ulti. Jangan overextend.
Ya. Just dish out the damage. I think it's possible. Just dish out the damage. Don't die.
Boleh. Oh, nice. Okay, tak 3-0. Okay, tak 3-0.
Nolan like that, Nolan is good.
Okay. Nolan the best pick, bongok. Baik tu Kimin. Granger max stack.
Taking now Aero in a situation I could have sworn.
Todak menjaga jodoh orang lain.
DX really likes to scare us, you know.
Yeah. Remontada is real. But still Ziki gila tu. Ziki nampak tu Kimin kat mana. Lepas tu terus tangkap Kimin. Kalau Hazel tak mati tu, Aero dah menang, sumpah. Aku sampai tak nampak apa yang dorang buat sampai si Hazel kena tangkap.
Aku rasa Hazel masuk solo tadi.
Tapi macam dia kena tangkap ke, dia kena knock up dengan Lord ke sampai si siapa nama dia? Sky Z dapat kill.
I pun tak tengok tadi, tengok Ziki.
Hazel kena tsunami slam.
Rasi tangkap Hazel.
Okay. Kita tengok balik. Sebab aku tengok Kimin tadi, aku tak nampak Hazel.
Diversion play.
Oh, it might have been scouted out.
Ayang kena tangkap. Ayang kena tangkap.
Ziki pelapis baru yang baik. Ijil.
Ayang kena tangkap.
Hazel kena tangkap.
Ni kena tangkap. Ni kena tangkap.
Okay, ya. Aku tengok Hazel.
Tu Rasi.
Rasi ulti terus. Rasi ni memang janganlah ambil chip.
Ya dong.
Oi, baik tu. Budak taman W in the chat. Oi, budak taman baik tu, budak taman.
Target for game 3. Is that going to be the case for game 4? Do they continue down this route?
Well, at the very least, they know that this is a viable strategy to go.
Sekurang-kurangnya dia tak 3-0. Kalau lepas ni Aero menang pun okey lah. Asal bukan 3-0. Aku boleh terima.
I know
GG
you're
Dorasi.
working your curse, babe.
Apa dia?
I know you're working your curse.
Yes. Tolonglah 5 game. Kita kena tunjuk MPL lagi. Kita kena setara dengan MPL PH, okay? Kita kena go all 5 games. Mantap tak 3-0 baru seru sikit. Can replay see how Hazel died? Dah kita nampak tadi. Rasi flicker ulti Hazel. Satu benda je yang betul Tok dah buat, which is podcast. Podcast je Tok dah buat betul.
Which is why we saw in the mic check both Siska and Skyzen. Siska smiling ear to ear. Skyzen was like, that was a fun game. They actually got to play their side lanes properly this time.
And that has kind of been the team that we expected.
Kalau lah Skyzen dapat main terus kuat dua orang. Kau kena panggil Kimi pelakon Pel. Kimi tu dia Rasi MVP. Baik do Rasi, jangan ambil chip do. Siskri, what you can do? Siskri, what can you do? What you can do? Rasi makem terus.
Rasi makan terus. DXO with love. Dengan DXO, aku terbang bro. I believe that's what he said to Ansha when they made playoffs.
Oh, that is what he said.
It's an assumption.
Ziki punya rotation memang laju. Position dengan timing cun. At the moment, aku rasa Ziki best roamer. Yeah, I feel like Ziki is the best roamer as well. Sebab aku rasa dia win condition untuk team dia. Tengok DS punya draft pun selesa nak execute. CF said Rasi on top gonna pick off. Rasi ni bagus. Jangan pakai chip je. Ada black armor, patutlah.
Rasi had a very important role in this game, not necessarily as the main initiator, but as the player that would ensure that no one is able to freely jump on top of Sky.
I don't know, I kind of feel like he is the main initiator. Oh, Siska pakai glue, okay, nampak okay.
And there's only very limited tools for DXO to actually use to make sure that the Granger doesn't get blasted by the Joy when they're not looking.
Jadi nampak gayanya ban Yisun Shin ni menjadi guys. Kena ban Yisun Shin. Any counter Kalia, hero keras setup macam Tigreal, Terizla lah apa benda semua. Jadi bila Kalia tangkap, dia senang nak ni, Fovius. Gatot pun kau boleh bila Kalia tangkap sesiapa, Gatot ulti dekat Kalia. Jadi team sebelah tak boleh nak buat apa-apa. So counter Kalia banyak sebenarnya. Dia lebih pada hero-hero depan. Hero belakang pakai hero yang boleh pakai Purify. Ada bau 3-2 Amin. Yes, go lah 3-2. Go lah 5 game. Aku tak kerja hari ni, aku tak kisah. I hope Homebois can start strong sebab Aero or DXS dah warm up and can stay the momentum if any of them win this match. Yeah, I agree. Momentum is a very huge thing. Very huge thing. So far puas kan guys At least bukan 3-0 Clap untuk dua-dua team. At least bukan 3-0. Bagi 5 game please and fight game. More of the lesson, jangan bagi Rasi hero backline macam chip. Yeah. Aku rasa kena bagi Rasi hero senang tu. Macam Khalid, Kalia, and Ben Yisun Shin. Problem pula Yisun Shin si Hazel tu. Aku tak tahu, dalam otak aku fikir GB je. Aku nak cakap GB, aku cakap itu bukan GB.
Kino kau Laphel, GB.
Itulah. Should be like this always for every game. Yeah, ini barulah seru, no scripted. Yeah, no scripted. Ataupun scripted untuk bagi seru. Bagi 3 game baru game last main betul-betul. You strongly nak siapa teman SRG, can have your opinion. Honestly, any of these 4 teams, I feel like it's okay. Like Aero, I feel like dorang punya drafting so far has been really good. And individual skill masing-masing, I think it's up to par. Boleh challenge dengan team-team international. So kalau Aero masuk, I have no complaint. I feel like Aero is strong enough. DXO, I tak tahu dorang strong enough ataupun tidak. Tetapi like the passion is there. The spirit is there. And in case kalau dorang kalah sekalipun, ini adalah benda yang bagus untuk rookie. Dorang dapat banyak exposure, dapat banyak experience. Jadi next season MPL dorang akan jadi lagi kuat untuk cabar M7. And then kalau Homebois pergi, it's a very good redemption arc. Diorang daripada tak boleh nak masuk playoff sampai pergi ke MSC. Like the story untuk tiga-tiga team is amazing. Arrow seems like the strongest. DXO can win a lot, like as rookies, and even kalau dorang kalah, dorang dapat a lot of experience. And Homebois dorang dapatkan dorang punya redemption arc, kan? Dari player sampai ke owner, sampai ke coach, sampai ke assistant coach. Every single person dekat Homebois have something to prove dekat Malaysia dengan dekat Indonesia. So every single team, I'm very happy sesiapa pergi MSC.
His positioning was very clean this game, and we kind of see now how it.
Korang setuju tak? Because ini antara masanya yang aku memang I'm very happy sesiapa pergi.
Not really a common position, but it's fairly.
Aku very tak suka tim-tim lain season kali ni, tapi top 4 ni alhamdulillah aku sangat puas hati. I'm very proud of everyone here.
Free up the later picks that you can use for counters in more important lanes.
They still fulfill the condition of we give Siska a hero that can be self-sufficient, right? Either he's a nuke like the Marsha, or he's the split pusher like Bandetta, or
Skyzet also carry this game. Fair dalam line up player MY, siapa yang potential untuk main ke international. Gabe main Laphel. Kalau reverse sweep ni padu doh memang absolute cinema. Fanny, Lord Gabe belum ada lawan Fail. Lucas versus Yusen Shin, siapa menang kau rasa? Aku rasa Yusen Shin. Sebab asalkan Yusen Shin elak first skill dia, aku rasa Yusen Shin boleh menang. So Laphel performance wise to bring Malaysian name, who do you think deserves? Semua yang datang yang adalah Homebois adalah orang yang tersakiti, sad boy orang bilang. Homebois game MSC, duit hadiah bolehlah beli Vel dengan Erpang. Well said. In terms of strength, I feel like Arrow and Homebois can match international team. DX I think can match kalau macam ni, series dia panjang, kalau best of 5 ke apa. Kalau best of 3 mungkin dorang susah sikit. DXO kena improve coaching staff. Yes, betul. I think the players are okay. Not saying that Coach Teo tak cukup okay, but maybe tambah lagi seorang, you know? Tambah lagi seorang.
And then the Lord is just gone, and after that, there's no way of clawing back.
I can't believe it, right? Because like their only source of crowd control was away from the rest of the team, and Hazel ran straight into DXS. And fatal mistake for game 3, and that's how DXO came back. I don't want to say that DXO
season depan kalau CG masuk, susah predict siapa masuk playoff.
But now DXO needs to turn it up a notch a little bit, right? Take control of the game.
Nafari to DXO, here we go. No, probably not. Coach Adi, hoi. Lagi lah.
Yeah, no, I agree, because the draft definitely may not necessarily be on their side all the way. It's a lot more even compared to the last couple of games, but you need a bigger advantage.
Karakuri punya wife masuk labor ini.
Because again, you're trying to start a reverse sweep.
No.
Winning
It's
that
not.
second game off of the first
I think it's not
game
working this week.
is the stopping point for a lot of teams. So I'm hoping that at least from Coach Theo's side that he's got a plan coming into this.
But it's a good sign. It's a good start. I like the adaptations that we saw in the draft. I like that they were willing to bring in a new hero like the Nolan here, because it really fit what they were looking for, to provide that independence as well as the movement speed to match up to the really quick tempo that Arrow Esports was trying to play. We are now starting to see that for this particular matchup.
Gila Paul 50-50 siap. Yeah, now that you start to see the games, you're like, it's insane. Arrow and DX are actually looking very strong. Sebab tu aku cakap DX ni bukannya dorang tak kuat, it's just the draft. Game 1 dengan game 2 draft dorang tak okay. Game ketiga pun honestly it was a bit shaky. Tapi memang kita boleh Age quite good. Yeah, Age pun also quite good untuk masuk mana-mana team Malaysia. Kan, Age pun okay kan?
Siapa tu?
Dia coach dekat Indo. Team mana aku dah tak ingat dah. Usually akan mula banyak di pick ke lepas ni. Aku rasa depends pada team yang practice. Sebab aku rasa tak banyak team, sebab team practice sejak Yusen Shin masuk, tapi tak semua boleh bawa. DXO only lost 0-2 before, only because of incompetent draft, yeah.
Need a clearer game plan of how they want to make things happen. Like they cannot depend, as you mentioned, on
risau sikit dengan TLPH, dorang kan sebagai back-to-back destroyer, yeah.
One of the few picks that I thought was a little iffy was going to be.
I think I dah jawab tadi Yusen Shin dengan Lucas. I rasa Yusen Shin boleh. Sebab Yusen Shin boleh elak dia punya flash combo and then start keluarkan damage tinggi. Sigi Bum keluarkan tinggi 4,500. Gila. Kadera lagi tinggi daripada Oheb. Tapi Kadera tak main banyak kan.
Tadera from
Oh, sebab ni
Queensland,
average.
and Ohab,
So kalau Kadera tak main banyak, then
champions of MPL
yeah.
PH season 15 in 5th.
Very, very interesting stats here. And it's nice to see that we are getting more and more representation from different regions as well in terms of highest DPM. It really shows just how
kalau
much
DX
more
menang game 4 ni,
international
memang
Mobile
DX
Legends
pakar main
is
full lah. Semua game kecuali lawan SRG, semua main sampai full.
it is as well with every single
That is
region
honestly quite an
really
achievement.
stepping up to the plate in preparation for MSC.
But is this the premonition, right? Because 3 out of the 5 candidates won their region. And then we have GeekFam and SRG OG. Maybe that's a thing. You know, SRG OG are the favorites after all. But we talked to Coach Bam this time regarding how he decides who plays the XP lane in the final lineup. And he says it depends on the strategy. If they have a specific strat against SRG OG, both times they did play Aaron, and Aaron will play because that playstyle is what they're going for. Because he's trying to maximize each player's strengths depending on the opponents. But he also lets the players know a week earlier if they're playing the series. Oh, I thought he surprised them, like, hey, wake up, Aaron, you're playing today. Huh, what? SRG OG.
He kicks his side his back. Get up, Aaron.
Get out, SRG OG, it's your turn.
Just walk into the stadium and flip a coin. Heads or tails, call it right now.
So when the Marshal was making them do coin flips for side selection, he's also deciding on Aaron or Reza. Right?
Yeah, he goes into
Aku rasa DX ni kuat sebab diorang nampak macam cepat adapt. Ya. DX menang, aku pergi beli nasi.
You guys can take
Aaron
turns.
is like, no, not again.
Ais cincau satu.
Why you always give me SRG? Come on, give me something else.
Why do I always have to play Luigi?
Is my control connected right now? Either way, I think that I'm guessing that Arrow probably wants.
Am I crazy? Kenapa macam panas?
Still want to be on the blue side at this point. I feel like they do want to be on the blue side, but
I think so too.
But at the same time, I feel like that joy is a pattern, right? That's something that DXL was able to figure out. It's like, hey, you prefer
Please Kif, jangan star syndrome je. So kita akan ada pencabar untuk Yums.
Yeah,
Nak start dah draft game 4? Oh, that's so quick. I'm not gonna let this go, bro. I'm not gonna let this go.
You probably still prefer blue side? Just because
I think so.
Because you don't think so?
No, I would think so.
Even Malaysia punya interview tak dragging macam Indonesia punya interview.
Traits that make DXS play a lot more safer, and then it opens up power picks for Aero. Well, not this game. They go on red side this time.
Interesting.
Wow, Yi Sun Shin, Faii, and Loyi ban.
Fovius first pick. Okay.
That does deal with the joy.
Fovius first pick. Okay.
Okay.
I'm actually all for this. I'm actually all for this now because Coach Theo is saying we're willing to sacrifice this Phobius, assuming that you want to deal with it in the mid lane.
Nak ambil Kimi lagi ke?
Works in our
Ke ambil
favor
badang
to
terus?
counter the joy. That's also good. But if you want to win out this lane, you're gonna
Diorang
have to
ambil
go
Granger.
more.
Alright.
Mungkin diorang rasa DXO kalau dapat Kalia pun tak boleh buat apa-apa. Kalia pula. Siapa nama? Iritel. Sebab tu diorang ambil Granger terus.
They're gonna force Reza onto the Baxio one more time against the Phobius.
And it wasn't bad. Reza played a pretty solid Baxia in game number 1.
Ni kalau mandi simba air je terus start dah game.
Let's go Irithel.
So kita punya interview adalah pre-record. Tak. Interview real time. Dia bukan pre-record.
Also curiously
Interview
enough,
kita live.
actually still wide open. I wonder if both teams will just like ignore it all the way.
Kita tengah fikir pasal interview lain ni. Haya dengan Harit.
Hari.
Aku rasa kenapa DXO ambil Haya kat sini sebab diorang tak rasa yang Aero akan ambil glue kat sini.
No more chips, they're unhealthy.
Diorang akan rasa yang Aero takkan ambil glue.
I promise.
Philippine MPL also draggy. Ya, quite draggy.
No. You're gonna do push-ups when you get back.
Aku rasa DXO nak cabar Aero untuk ambil glue.
And I think that Coach Bam is thinking about it. He's like, ooh, do I fall in for this?
Kalau Aero sebenarnya, aku lagi prefer kalau diorang ambil je terus Farsa.
But
I think Farsa is very strong here.
that's about it, right? I mean, the Badang is open.
Badang is open.
It's
Glue
Kimberly
is
Farsa.
open. They go
Yep,
for the
Farsa.
Yeah.
artillery gameplay.
No, trust me, Gideon. Farsa is perfect here. Farsa is perfect.
Very safe. Okay, they ban out the Jushin. Then where do you go from here?
Lagi satu, Aero sebenarnya lah dengan draft DX ni, diorang kena ban Selena.
I mean,
I mean, it doesn't matter for
Diorang kena ban
DXS.
Selena.
but even so, even if you get Kimmy, the Hayabusa is a bit of an issue to deal with.
Aku rasa respect ban Badang.
As a jungler this time around.
Glue Badang, okay.
Ban out Blue, nicely done by DXS.
Who said there are no short?
There goes the chip.
Wait, respect chip eh? Wow.
There's a possibility.
Why?
Yeah, I pun don't know why. I pun don't know why.
It's okay, it's good. It's good for us.
Oh yeah, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good.
Like it would work.
I think respect Badang kat sini, tapi risau nanti kadang si Zikif ambil Cho.
That means that Boxia... Ooh, but then who would be their support? Assuming that Boxia is still going to be flex here. There's no guarantee on the lanes at this stage.
Why go for...
Dorang main chip, so DXO dorang boleh ambil. Dorang ambil Selena. Personally untuk aku rasa Selena is good here.
Ali, I think Siska has feminine features.
I guess.
Siska has feminine features?
I guess it's better for your goal later if Harith is stuck on that Purify, so he can't just flicker on Ranger as soon as he gets his
Ah, that's a good ban. Matilda ban. That's good, that's good. That's a good ban.
The high-lows got taught.
Respect cheese sebab Aero Tanah DXO throw game.
Esports here. They want to play for more zone control.
I think Badang is still okay here for Aero. I think Badang still
I think
okay.
you get rid of Gut Thought.
Yeah, I think you get rid of Gut Thought.
Like at a bare minimum, you get rid of Gut Thought.
Yep, dorang ambil Badang.
Oh, Badang? Okay, that kind of works in the same way. Does that mean that DXS wants to use Gut Thought as a way to deal with fire?
I prefer Selena and then maybe Cho. Gatot pun okay. Gatot, Cho
They
okay.
also have the Cho.
And then ambil
Kimi
Selena.
terlepas
I think not the best.
Kimi terlepas yes, tapi I rasa susah sikit
Don't
untuk
think
Kimi
it's
gini.
good. It's good. It's not good. Yeah, ada
Boleh
bakat.
boleh pakai tapi I rasa macam susah sikit.
No.
Yeah, there's too much.
It's going to be the game editor Kimi the
Oh yeah, there's a potential untuk last pick link juga. Jadi kalau ambil Kimi pun susah. Ambil Valen. Okay, fair. Fair. And then ambil Cho, yup.
So they pick the Valentina in advance just in case, and then the Cho comes in.
Diorang ambil Valen sebab diorang tak nak Aero ambil Lucas. So diorang ambil Link, yup.
Okay.
I think both drive is very good. I think both drive is very good. Cho good, yeah.
He knows he has to play into both the Hayabusa.
Cepat je baju kering, guna dryer ke? Tak kena sidai. Ya, tak kena sidai. Best dua MP Malaysia.
But that probably isn't going
Okay, korang boleh cakap gameplay luar lagi best, tapi Malaysia, kita lagi cepat.
Man, he really doesn't want to play the tank junglers. He's like,
I understand. I totally get it. When you're able to play the game as good as Hazel is, do you really want to play tank jungle?
Hey, you do what you gotta do.
Cuk Rasi not good by the way. Taklah dia ada moment dia.
The job is to kill people.
Yeah, exactly. Going gets tough. Maybe consider switching your role. not for Hazel. He's too young.
Okay, but I need you to shit on DX right now.
This particular draft is interesting because DX has very
Draft korang bodoh tu DX.
As soon as those are down, that's when Aero Esports
Too much. Okay, relax.
I think you have to shit on Rasi for Rasi to be better.
Right now, DXS have finally
Okay, kita tengok Rasi yang mana satu. Rasi yang MVP ataupun Rasi Magma ni yang main. DX level epic je ni, itulah. Aku rasa epic pun gelak tu dengan DX. Tapi jujur aku cakap, aku rasa memang community ML ni yang banyak gelakkan pro player GM dengan epic tu. Ada Yoru. Tengok Faii cakap team lain poke. Tengok sebab Faii epic lah dia kata orang lain poke. DX menang, saya belanja Cats Laphel. Okay, DX, korang memang kalah lah game ni. Thank you for the 3 ringgit Hilman. Thank you very much, man. Oh, hold on. Rasi take a bit of damage. Rasi kena sabar by intro. Last time terlalu sangat mencari moment. Lagi satu kena ingat yang tapi Kusir pakai flicker. Menarik. Kusir pakai flicker, menarik. Boleh je sebenarnya sebab aku rasa susah je Cho tu nak tangkap, tapi kalau Rasi dapat tangkap tu boleh moment tu. Cho Rasi akan menentukan game 4 ni, betul. Dia punya Cho akan menentukan. Aku rasa Rasi is a good roamer, cuma Rasi ada masalah suka buat gerakan tambahan. Betul. Semua game sebenarnya SkyZ susah dia punya lane. Semua game susah gila lane ni aku. Kalau aku SkyZ aku dah fed up dengan coach aku. Kau ni memang benci aku ke apa? Tapi memang terpaksa lah. Hari tu hero terlampau kuat, tak boleh tak ambil.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Ya. Kimin takkan ulti. Dia punya Haya lepas play off ni, dia sangat sayang dia punya ulti.
Tapi dia untuk turtle.
Simpan untuk turtle, betul.
Sebab dia nak retreat.
Oh, dua ulti. Reza mati dulu, first blood, nice. And then Ziki, Rasi dekat belakang, cuba kacau. Storm hati-hati. Storm tak ada mana tu. Storm tak ada mana.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Good fight daripada dua-dua team.
I think it's good. Yeah, I think good. Good trade.
Kat sini Valen boleh curi ulti, Farsa atau badang. Yap, dua-dua pun bagus. Good fight ya, very good fight daripada dua-dua team. This is the kind of MPL yang aku nak tengok. Bukan kalah sebab mistake tak apa-apa. And dorang tak paksa tau. Macam sekarang yang terproblem ID, dorang memang tak ada kiting, paksa je. Menang-menang, kalah-kalah. Ini Malaysia at least ada kiting sikit untuk cakap, okay, ni kita tak boleh fight.
Push.
Tak ada apa, Rasi still okay. Ui, Kimi still dapat.
Nice, Min.
And then DXO tak mati.
Yeah, good stuff from DXS.
I say that and then
Oh, Kimi. Okay, boleh.
Oh, dapat kill.
Nice.
Ui, dia kill Hazel
Damn.
Siapa cakap Rasi
is back.
Siapa cakap Rasi punya store Rasi punya show tak bagus? Cakap lagi. Kill.
You yang cakap.
Oh, yang cakap ya? Kau memang sampah tu Rasi. Asal kau ambil kill tu, ambil lah sis. Kau ni memang tak fikir pasal team kau ke apa? Oh, SkyZ, kau nak 1v1 ku sih?
Skyz cosplay Sabero.
Aduh, Skyz. Okay. Oh, dah fikir.
Oh, tak ada.
Oh, nice. Oi, Sto macam Islami lah siap. Okay, macam mid laner dia dulu. Rasi the kambing. Okay, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. Hazel, adakah ini pilihan yang bagus Hazel? Kau tunjuk muka kau kat sini. Agak tak respect Kimin kalau nak fight terus kat situ. Selamat dia lari.
Doing a really bad job. I like it.
Apa benda siap sepak tank? Apa benda lah Rasi? Faham.
Faham.
Oh, tidak. Yahoo.
DXO tak disiplin dua asyik kejar kill.
The game is starting to speed up for DXO. This is the complete opposite of what we expect to happen.
Faii selalu gelak if I cakap it is good.
A hell of a lot of play.
Hero ada kat sini. Bismillah DX. Siska so damn good. Okay lah, korang puji lah. Aku rasa dorang ni mid. I think they're mid.
Yeah.
Habislah Kingdom attack Hero nanti. Let's go budak taman. Rasi Maikau. Wow.
Siska even rotating over shows that he is in control. He's a full level up on Reza.
Come on Reza, main ikan buntal.
And they found Hazel
Hazel punya energy tak banyak tu. Storm tak ambil ulti sesiapa lagi ni.
Okay, Rasi.
Diorang sepak siapa tu? Sepak Zikif.
Wait,
banyak nyawa rendah ni Hero. Hero banyak nyawa rendah ni.
Damage korang menang, dok. Jangan pusing sakit. Ambil bottom atau
Yo! DX, what happened though? DX nak reverse sweep ke ni? What the heck?
DX dah marah.
Sebab Aero ban cheap.
Betul. Sebab Aero ban cheap. Betul. Faii betul. Faii betul. Diorang ban cheap.
They are doing a hell of a job. They just walk up and Kim plus Kusei have to back off.
Tapi Hovis ni memang annoying.
He's so patient with the kick. And even for Siska, they realize we don't need to commit. We just need to be in front of Aero.
Okay, tapi boleh ke burst? I respect burst lah. Boleh ke?
Boleh, tapi tak payah paksa. Good. Wait, Kimi dapat kau save, yo! Kimi, kau pelakon lah, siap! Asal awal tadi kau main macam budak master tu? Rasi punya con ni tak power tu.
Okay.
Caca tu Rasi.
Itulah 104. Lebih-lebih tu Rasi ni. Kau ingat kau zone ke apa?
And Skyz just got free from his lane. Feather of Heaven online. Siska first item and TQ Raz. Another Feather Air trying to clear out the midway, but Storm steals the artillery strike as he backs off.
Dude, Kim needs to calm down with the Feather Air strike. He's using it a little. Oh god.
Given he does have ult, but not.
Ada Aria juga. Yes, ada Aria juga. Aria is here.
He keeps going bot.
Is that our coach, Yoru?
Yeah, tu yang cakap tadi Yoru. Yoru is here.
Wow.
Oh,
Ayo.
He gets out of that. Scott.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I think the arrow. They need to go for another full.
Ayo dulu, lama tak
Okay, dapat Zikiv, okay.
Oh, shit.
Tapi tak ada ulti yo. Baik time. Bawa dapat.
Tapi Kim pun dah susah game ni.
Oh, sakit. Basket daripada.
Tak apa, worth it untuk arrow sebab diorang dapat bagi buff. Baru nak masuk turtle ketiga. Ingatkan macam game ni dah lama dah. Yeah, it's me. Yes, it's Yoru.
Rasa dia boleh ambil mid. Halo Yoru.
Kau pelakon Melayu dah ni, sinetron doh.
Reza, macam ke depan sangat ni Reza. Oi, Hazel dapat. Yo, what the hell, Hazel? That was a blade kejar Skyzer HP kau dah tak ada. Tapi dia dapat kill dulu. Oh my god. Skyzer gets the kill. And sekarang ni Rasi ke depan. Rasi mungkin akan mati dekat sini. Rasi. Gocek dapat lari. Oh my god. Storm, kau ambil ulti link. Storm. Okay.
Salam mate.
Dia nak pastikan dia tak mati lah.
Skyzer tak mati tu tadi.
Iya, pasal dapat kill lah tu. Oh my god.
Yeah. He killed 2 people. Link was onto him.
Dia faham. Aku rasa Storm macam asal kau ambil ulti link. Pakai terus. Ziki cosplay Rasi game ni. Kalau kalah punca Aria.
Aku dah.
Storm 4 blade. Storm 4 blade. Rasi ni acak tu. Tengok ni mesti mati ni. Jangan mati. Acak tu kau Rasi. Kau ingat kau zone.
Yeah, keep doing that, babe. Keep doing that.
Oh, tapi Hazel dapat ni. Ambil turret.
One Hazel and we see one beam.
Tak ada shadow.
Dia dah lari. Dia pun tak ada buff lah. Dia tak berani.
Rasi start feeding.
Yes.
Zone mati lagi banyak selalunya. Oh ya, betul lah. Oh, Skyz ada Holy Crystal. Budak taman jenis basikal lajak turun bukit.
Rasi tolonglah main macam magma. Rasi.
Tadi Storm terambil ulti Bucks yang tengah walk. Oh ya ke? Oh, aku tak perasan.
Farsa tak ada ulti.
Diorang dah set up untuk minion bawah dah. Tinggal satu naik atas limit. Oh, dia clear.
Tolong, aku nak game 5 je. Aku nak game 5 je. And then siapa menang game 5 terpulang.
That's true.
Cara dia cakap teringat Dibo. Aku dah lama tak dengar Dibo cakap. Jadi aku mana lupa Dibo bunyi macam mana.
Actually, they talk the same way. Bestie talk the same way.
Betul?
Yeah.
And Hazel haven't really been given enough space to really start scaling up on their late game heroes.
Tapi Kim dah ada ulti tau. Kena hati-hati. Kena dapat ke Hazel dulu. Tak Hazel Kim.
Mid pun pushing. Oh, dah clear. Bottom sama.
Reza jangan ke depan sangat Reza. Reza kenapa depan sangat tu Reza? Reza asal depan sangat tu Reza.
Nice.
Oh, kena kick. Hazel kena kick. Hazel pak pedang. Pasal Hazel kena kejar dengan Ogi Shadow Kill. Tapi berjaya untuk Aria. Siska kat belakang. Siska. Tak apa, Siska kalau mati pun. Babi hidup lagi. Oh my god, aku ingat kau mati tadi Siska. Sumpah aku ingat kau mati tadi Siska. Skyz. Tak dapat. It's okay. Sabar. Dia tahu.
I missed it. I was lagging. Shit.
Dengar Kak Faii cakap teringat Doraemon. Pintu ke mana saja.
No, it's not like that.
Macam mana?
I can't make it now. Don't tease me. Kalau DX menang, I buat.
Okay.
Kimin know this. He's bringing Rasi to the bottom too.
Both junglers are in the bot lane.
Oh, Rasi dah balik tengah.
Alamak.
Terus sepak. Aduh. Rasi tak pandai main codoh.
Boleh lot. Shut a lot.
Oi! Tapi kursi dah flicker. Tau.
Ya.
Tapi kursi dah flicker tau.
I think they can beat Lord. Honestly.
Aduh.
Yeah, fight the future.
Kimi.
Oh my god.
Farsa. GG Farsa.
Skyz.
You guys can win.
Kalau Kimin tak mati tadi, boleh dapat ni.
Yeah.
Alright, Kimin didn't need to
Push
die
bottom
there,
je.
but
Top dengan bottom.
with the stolen fist cracks.
Modal ulti tu, Rasi tu lah. Rasi pandai ulti je.
Sure they want that, but you look at the economy. Aero Esports, they're starting to find that goal swing back onto their side. They're getting it back slowly but surely.
Kenapa Kimin kat depan dia tank Baxia punya stun. Dia boleh je bagi Siska tadah. Kan? Boleh je Siska tadah.
He can just shadow belakang.
If it does ever happen to be the case.
Okay, SkyZ ada concentrated.
They're very close to the next item power spikes, and I think that's
Kalau Zikif tak dapat tangkap SkyZ boleh gila sebab selain daripada dia tak ada orang boleh stopkan dia.
they just drag it out.
Fel, aku nak budak taman menang.
Hit those item power spikes.
Aku tak boleh bias tu.
You gotta shit on C.
Then they've got an
You gotta shit on
opportunity.
Rasi.
Guarantees that Aero Esports makes it to the late game.
For now, it looks like Jose only has 20 Sky Piercer stacks, so it's not.
Hazel kena jaga. Kalau Hazel kena sepak lagi, GG ni untuk Aero.
But they cannot afford to let him continue building that up. This hero was what.
Dia position depan sebab nak aim Farsa tu. Oh ya, mungkin lah.
In the first place.
Confuse aku, Kimi.
Wrong target there.
Tapi itulah Rashid dah tak ada ulti.
Ziki.
Keluar daripada first ulti. Oh,
Reza mati lagi. Skyz dah nak mati. Oh my god, Kuse! Holy! Sekarang ni, Kuse nak carry do game ni.
Shouldn't be sticking together like that. If SkyZ got out, DxO would have won that 100%, but it gave Kuse.
Kill ke 100 untuk Kimin. Nice. Gila tu Kuse cakap tak apalah kalau Hazel tak boleh biar aku yang carry.
DS just have to buy time. Buy time dia.
Kick apa tu? Itulah.
Their bottom is actually pushing.
Ya, tapi stack kat bawah Aero tu quite big.
Reza.
Kimi starting the lore is a bad choice.
Ush, dia terus hati.
Kimin di sebelah.
Kimin we trust.
Oh, Hazel dapat.
Tapi dia boleh mati.
And then Kuse dapat lagi. Aduh, Kimin kau kena hati Kimin. Oh, dia dapat Kuse.
You the man.
Time tu memang 50-50. Kimi pun boleh mati tu.
Ya.
Ini.
Mana boleh cakap Kuse carry fair, nanti Kingdom marah.
Ni tapi Hazel punya retry memang next level lah.
Ya.
It's very obvious unless you see Zeke actually commit to a flicker. And even then, that's just a lot of resources wasted.
Hazel looking for the fight here.
Boleh ke?
Tempest Blade's committed.
Oh, dua-dua ni. Oh, pasal Kimi mati. Hazel, up. Kau tengok sampai caster gelak. Caster tak takut kena serangan Kingdom. Tapi kalau Hazel macam tu, macam mana kau tak gelak?
It's a game, I guess.
Yeah.
Kimin does not.
I mean, he's 1 for 4.
I think
Good.
that Kimin, if he does ever quad channel, he's gotta know that he has to commit the ult.
Oh, DX kalau nak menang target Hazel je tu.
Because he knows that the Tempest Blade is
Dengan
gonna happen. He knows
Ziki.
he's gonna get chased down, but I would rather him get chased down with a bit more.
Hazel anti-tower, Hazel gerakan tambahan. Rip IG caster.
All the resources in the world.
Ego battle. Sangat ego battle. Patutnya kau dah dapat kill tu, kau balik je lah. Buat apa nak paksa tu?
After all of that, there's only SkyZ and Siska were dealing with the Lord just now. It is the first one.
Cik Rasi pandai tunggu Hazel turun. Tapi Kingdom tak tengok English cast. Lah, betul lah.
Yeah, so they're safe.
Dorang selamat.
Chaos has descended.
Then what's more unbelievable?
Hazel mati kerana timnya cupu.
It felt a lot more than just 8.
Oi, bayangkan kalau Kuse terdapat. Kalau Kuse dapat buff tu, oi, itu je Hazel marah.
Kuse winter tu. Dia boleh winter.
Kena stun Valen. Yes, tahu kena stun Valen, tapi kau dah nampak ada Valen kot.
Oh, dapat tak? Oh, okay.
Considering everything that's happened in this game, who actually scales
Kena set up untuk lot.
here?
Ya
I feel like to a certain degree, Aero Esports should have the multiplication factor.
Tahu, aku tahu Link memang mati kena terrify. Aku nampak. Tapi maksudnya macam kau nampak? Ke dia tak nampak Valen sebab Valen ulti Link tadi, jadi diingatkan dia lawan Link.
What?
Mungkin sebab tu kot. Mungkin sebab tu Storm terus pakai ulti Link. supaya dia boleh kaburkan mata Hazel. Dia lupa yang dia lawan dengan Valiant. Itu taktik tu.
The real enemies is yourself.
Yes, real enemies yourself, betul. Itu memang idea storm. What a thinking though, man. Mahal. Itu cara sebenar pakai Valentina. Kau buat orang lupa yang kau tu Valentina. Orang ingatkan kau tu Link. Hazel pening mana satu pedang dia. You could. Actually that might be legit. Hazel mungkin tak tahu mana satu pedang dia. That might be legit though. Like that's a joke, but might be legit.
Dia punya warna sama kan? Dia tak nampak merah kan?
I butuh warna so I tak tahu.
Oh, okay. Dapat ke? Dapat
Okay, dia ambil badang.
Yang dapat. Hazel dapat juga. Skyzer, I need you to be ready with Winter.
I think if you're DX, just want to let Aero start the Lord first. There's not really any
Dia nampak je Storm kat bawah ni, dia orang nak start fight ni.
Not to mention that Storm doesn't have a feathered airstrike, right?
Oh, dah ulti. Oh, Farsa dah ulti.
Tapi
Oi, terus dapat Kim. Yo, what the hell?
Kimin.
Lajunya diorang.
Ya. Kimin balik, tunggu Kimin, by time.
Lajunya diorang dapat Kim. What the heck?
Pushing.
Kenapa dia Zalti tu?
Tak tahu.
Entah.
Dia ulti pun tengok sakit tu damage dia.
Ya.
Rasi jangan paksa tu Rasi.
I think they can get lot.
Diorang laju sangat dia dapat Kim. Aku pun tak perasan tu. Kim pun tak sempat nak pakai purify, tak sempat pakai apa.
They can get lot.
Storm My Ganas pun kosong mati. Hilang Kim baru 1 second ult.
Can't be doing moves like that. You can't just feather air.
Their minion also winning, you know.
No, backing you up. That's not how you do it.
Top bottom earlier.
Mentioned that he's running Purify and not a Flicker. At this point, Ziska already got the Twilight armor. He can tank some damage. He can really eat some shots from the side of Arrow Esports.
Oh, Kimi tahu.
Considering though it hasn't been as many shots as a
It's too quiet.
Yep, it's too quiet.
DXS really putting their foot on the gas, right? They've got some momentum riding behind them.
Kau main Hazel apa pedang? Harid basic sakit sangat. Ya, sangat sakit. Hilang tu Farsa. Aku terkejut gila.
He's getting bottom.
Arrow could easily
Ya, dapat bottom
disrupt
bagus tu.
that equilibrium. They just shove out the top wave, but it's an evolved Lord too. This time you could not have him.
Kimin has to go bottom.
So no purple buff for Hazel for now, unless he steals the one on DXO side.
This could potentially be the final push here. Arrow Esports needs to hold this.
Rasi.
Keep it.
Okay, dapat.
Tak ada damage tu, tak ada damage. Arrow tak ada damage.
Belakang, Hazel kat belakang.
Sakit sangatlah SkyZ. Oh my god, GG. 5 games guys, 5 games. 5 game guys.
Hazel couldn't pull a Kyrie.
Yeah. Bro. Adakah Hazel, adakah Arrow dorang cuma harapkan Yi Sin Shin je? So bila tak dapat Yi Sin Shin macam tak menjadilah.
Masak jap.
Yeah, just ban YSS.
Yeah. Remontada, here we go. 2 game pertama DS ngantuk.
Obvious tetap lah, obvious. Siska tetap lah, Siska. He's good.
Oh, itu bapak siapa tu? Tu bapak siapa tu? Tu bapak siapa tu?
He was here, I didn't see it. Really? Mana? Tak nampak. Mana?
Oh, you tak nampak tadi ya?
Is he at the audience? Is he at the audience or inside the players room?
Dia dekat luar tadi.
One from CED.
Oh,
Ya
I
BB
see.
Laphel mana enter pania juba.
Thank you tu Sep bagi RM1 Zep. Jubah tak pakai hari ni. 2 game first DXPK to Scream. Tak, aku memang rasa Yi Sin Shin tu problem. Once Yi Sin Shin tak ada, tu your dad dekat dalam bilik.
Yeah, he was inside the room.
Tapi your dad pun cakap kan, kalau dia dalam bilik baru menang.
They bring. What lah Shelby?
Unbelievable stuff.
Guys, aku punya janggut ni tajam nak mampus tu. Asyik masuk dalam aku punya kulit.
Can't overheat.
You know, I need
your kulit. What are you talking about?
Okay, Faii, let me show you what I mean.
not.
I'll go to you. Don't worry, I'll go to
The
you.
debt of push-ups that Rossi has. He's like, when do I pay
Where to
this
feed the
back,
cats?
sir? Coach, please.
I think we'll probably will only see any pop-off when a team qualifies for MSC. That means winning lower bracket finals.
Oh, that's true. But hey, let's give it over to our MVP of the game. Coming in from DXS. Oh, Storm pulls it back. You know it. He wants to bring it all the way 3-2.
Yeah, his prediction is going to be right regardless. It just depends on which team wins that last game. But his Valentina is a work of art.
Oh, yeah.
6-0-14, full damage. He does everything. You want him to be a damage dealer, no problem.
Aku punya
Better
jambang
airstrike.
tajam
You want
sangat.
him to style on enemy,
Dia
tempers of
penetrate
blaze.
aku punya jari.
You want some extra crowd
I try
control?
with
Fist
tweezer.
crack, he does it all.
Aku sampai
He
kena
literally
pakai
stole
tweezer untuk
every
ambil.
single ultimate that would have some value to DX Soul in that game and use them all to perfection. The damage coming in from this full damage build contributed heavily to DX Soul being able to melt down Aero Esports
Tajam
from
tu
the
aku punya
backline. And the
aku
fact
punya
that he did not
jambang. What the
die
heck?
once the entire game showed that
Storm nak
DX
jumpa
Soul was
ex
still in
teammate ni
control,
lagi.
even
Laphel
though
ada
there
jungle
definitely
Overin.
were mistakes
Bila Laphel
being
tukar jadi
made
lelaki
there.
ni.
Well, I mean, we're talking about
Change all the time, man.
mistakes. I mean, both sides have
Storm ni
definitely
adik escape jahat
made
ke?
one or two
Geek or
blunders. It's just
RQ?
like DXS had a much better recovery time. I think, you know,
RQ should know their mistake. Aku rasa RQ patut menang ni.
instigator of
Right now, we realize how
so
important
chaotic
psychologists
Aero
are for
Esports.
MLBB team.
A lot
Yep.
of people were getting caught. 3-man Jikudos
He's in regular season only higher. He's in playoff only Lee Shin. Aku harap diorang ada hero lain lah. Because at this point, aku tak kisah. Aero ke DX menang, mana-mana okay. Mana-mana okay. Sebab aku dah happy kita dapat 5 game. So game ni, aku tak ke sesiapa. Curasi beza betul banding regular season. Actually, masa regular season, masa dia lawan Vamos, okay. Receive MPL ID or not Laphel? I think I'll just do MY because I think the last game they're going to, because MPL ID will start at 6. MPL MY will start at 4. If MPL MY finish early, then I'll do ID. If not, then no lah. Kenapa error sociabuzz? Error macam mana tu? Orang tadi dapat ni ke?
From Flame Girls SS, W Wife Laphel Best Stream Semalam Dia Baka Semua Komen.
Thank you Flame Girls. Cakap W Wife Laphel Best Stream semalam. Dia baca semua komen. Itu antara bagus juga bila kita punya viewer taklah ramai mana. Jadi kita boleh baca semua komen. RQ lose, Aero lose. Successful hit watch for real. Salah scripted juga ke ni. Bagus, 2 budak taman tak bazir slot match. Next game kita kutuk Todak. So dua-dua takkan kena curse. Okay, that's a good idea. W for wife, W wife, W wife. Is it just me or is it hot?
Yep. No, I totally agree with it. Because what it really boils
sampai
down
berpeluh ni padahal aircon 16.
draft, right? With DX Soul starting
wrong
off
with the
with
aircon, bro?
obvious first pick here. So again, a very dangerous opening considering
Ke Malaysia ni dah panas sangat sampai aircon pun tak function. Tak boleh sociabuzz. Baru tadi ada orang sociabuzz. Kejap. Aku try something. Kejap.
If jungle is out of the question, which is EXP or roam. If you don't plan
Okay, let's try this. Let's try this.
actually works in our favor. We're gonna lock in a Cho later down the line, so let's make sure our side lanes have winning as well as comfortable matchups.
Klang Valley is so hot this week. Sekejap, aku nak tengok kat luar. Panas.
Either team ban Baxia, maybe we see a Hylos or Gatot, right? We fall back to a more classic frontline tank. Like Reza plays a very mean Hylos, and most of the time before that Baxia XP was a thing, he gets put on Hylos duty. But right now, for 2 games in a row, the only source of reliable crowd control for Aero is Zkip, and that's a lot of load on his shoulders.
I agree, and I think that Reza, at this point, he should go on to the Hylos, and I think that this Baxia, you need to show that he's a legitimate threat in the jungle. Had Hazel had his hands on this Baxia, he's able to free engage into pretty much everybody, right? Rossi,
Alah, kat luar panas gila. Like, seriously panas gila. Pergi makan lunch pun perlu. Yeah, it's very hot. Aku baru tengok kat luar. Memang betul panas gila. Fair, cuba bagi pendapat kau kenapa Aero macam underperform game 3 dan 4. Legit aku rasa dorang practice Yisun Shin tu banyak sampai mungkin dorang tak biasa bila tak dapat Yisun Shin. Sebab yelah, mungkin orang fikir macam takkan lah orang nak ban Yisun Shin kan.
Carry goes with the Storms, Valentina. We got Reza as the sandbag once more, and Storm.
So far, what do you think, Fail? Whose top 4 is better, MPLID or MY? As of right now, I have to think MY because the teams are actually looking pretty strong. Like dulu team nampak very strong. Okay, nanti datang lagi dan nak scream. Alright, good luck Yoru. Nak keluar lunch pun tak boleh sebab panas dan MPLMY ni break tak lama. Tak tahulah, saya tekan nak donate kat sociabuzz. Mungkinlah Ilham. Just bukan rezeki kot, just bukan rezeki. Which is okay. Aku appreciate yang Ilham nak bagi sociabuzz. Tapi kalau Allah tak izinkan, it's okay. It's okay. Just type je, aku akan baca. Kalau sesiapa boleh donate, alhamdulillah, aku doakan korang masuk syurga. Tapi kalau tak boleh, it's okay. Aku appreciate juga. Yoro ni siapa question? Dia pernah coach. He used to coach for Aria and Faii. Budak taman W in the chat again. ID only Onyx and RQ. RQ pun nampak 50-50 because of some of their mistakes. Imagine MPLMY nak bangkit ke the next gen baru boleh sejak SRG lagi. Ya, bila orang-orang baru masuk baru nampak kuat. Game last ni confirm Arrow, Ben, Haya dan Harit. Yeah, I think Harit also needs to be respected. Malaysia lagi dekat dengan matahari berbanding bumi dekat dengan matahari.
This was also one of the few highlight moments, right, where sure Aero was able to stop a big moment for DxO, but
okay, dekat sini Storm ulti. Bila Storm ulti, dia terus tak tahu. Lah, okay, sekarang aku nampak. Betul tu. Kau tengok Hazel try ambil pedang tu, tapi itu sebenarnya pedang Storm.
So really, where is Aero Esports' head at?
Sociabuzz 4.50 from someone. Assalamualaikum Abangcaster.
Waalaikumsalam someone. Thank you untuk RM4.50. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much. Sekejap mana Tapi korang nampak tadi kan? Aku try cari balik. Aku tak suka lah bila aku nak reverse ni. Dia apa nama? Macam ni lah, buffering.
Trying to fake out their opponents in the draft any longer because it's clear that there is a sign of communication breakdown, right? The fact that Kusei had to use more resources than necessary, knowing that Rasi didn't.
Ni dah lepas kan? Dah lepas ni.
It's that same mentality.
On to the next stage.
Okay. Ni. Nanti aku akan pause untuk kita semua tengok ramai. Sekejap So betul lah, bila tengok balik Hazel cuba kutip pedang tapi itu bukan pedang dia. Kejap.
This time rather than trying to fake out their opponents in the draft any longer because it's clear that there is a sign of communication breakdown, right? The fact that Kusei had to use more resources than necessary, knowing that Rasi didn't
Come on.
Mid lane as well, Kim not really getting much information from his side laners on that rotation in the first place.
Boleh macam tu kena scam Hazel dengan pedang Storm. Ya, kita cari nanti. Sebab aku boleh nampak badan dia dekat mana.
This network breakdown.
This was also one of the few highlight moments, right, where sure Aero was able to.
Okay, aku pause. Semua orang dekat sini, pay attention. Tengok screen. Ya, aku boleh besarkan ni. Okay, tak apa. Okay, tengok. Aku buat slow. 0.75 cukup.
Stop a big moment for DxO, but we saw that.
Okay, aku slowkan lagi. 0.25 Tengok Hazel ulti, and then Storm ulti. Okay, tengok Hazel ambil satu pedang, ambil dua pedang. Okay, lepas tu dia nak lari. Dia nak ambil pedang, kau tengok ni. Dia nak ambil pedang ni. Tengok, dia nak try ambil pedang ni. Tengok, dia dash ke pedang tu. Lepas tu dia macam gerak-gerak nak kutip. Dia tak dapat. Lepas tu kena ni. So betul lah. Maybe dia nak ambil pedang. Tapi rupanya itu pedang Storm.
There's a slight difference in color. Dia dekat bawah dia ada merah sikit je. Tapi pedang tu warna purple juga. That's why dia boleh silap.
actually getting that Terrify in time. This was a big mistake. They engaged on Siska, but the Feathered Airstrike was actually just out of range after the knockback, and he put himself in harm's way. Aero Esports is too heavily dependent
So Hazel was
on
fighting
multiple
himself.
sources of damage, but is not really timing it correctly for themselves, and they're not giving themselves enough tools and utility to comfortably play around that damage. When you have 3 different DPSs, 2 of which need a long time to farm, you need to make sure your remaining heroes can really delay the game for you.
Yeah, I really felt like Game 4 was a classic example of just
So actually,
communication breakdown. A lot of
betul
messages
dah, kena scam.
wasn't getting through properly.
He was
A lot of
fighting
things
himself
weren't
all this time.
communicated clearly, and that's why we see all these weird errors from Aero Esports that started snowballing into more and more, right? They were just not able to recover as the game progressed.
At this
Now
point, I
we
don't
got
even know if
Game
he's
5,
doing
the
it
boys in Aero Esports
purposely.
core. It's their turn to make adjustments.
Yeah, I think what other adjustments can they make? It's a little late to be like, oh, are you gonna fall for the Boxio bluff all over again, or whether or not actually
High tier op plays, Storm actually a scammer. Kena prank Storm.
And with that being said,
Budak Indo kena scam budak Filipina. What a thinking Storm. Rasanya Storm nak stun Hazel lepas animation ulti. Big scammer in MLBB. Gak expect sampai game 5 tu lah.
I feel like if Theo gets
Storm one step ahead.
for
Here's the thing, I don't know if it's intentional ke tak. Aku tak tahu sengaja atau tak. But either way,
and then you just
that
play
was
the game,
brilliant.
you
That was
don't
good. That
have
was
to consider
really
Boxer
cool.
as a potential threat.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It's tricky because yeah, it's a good hero, but I don't think it's universal enough to warrant a ban a lot of the time.
I mean, we have some time to think about it, but now I want to hear what Poji has to say in this courtside report. Poji.
Terima kasih. Betul, saya takkan tersingkir. Tetapi salah satu daripada mereka. Sekarang ini saya bersama dengan manager daripada setiap pasukan kita. Ada Haki dan juga Ijat. Iaitu manager untuk DX Souls dan juga Aero Esports. Baik, saya ada beberapa soalan.
Oh, dah habis dah.
Thank you very much, Poji.
Wait, nak start the game? Oi!
We heard from both team managers.
Ya Allah.
Mr.
Nak start the game? Lagi berapa sahaja dah masuk draft?
They continue this marathon into the lower
This is
bracket
how we do it in
finals to face
Malaysia.
off against Homebois later today.
Aku nak Malaysia dapat banyak sponsor. Tapi bila tak ada sponsor, kita laju macam ni kan. Aku macam,
They get first pick and push Coach Theo.
aku nak duit ke nak game cepat?
At the beginning of the series, where Aero gets poolside and DXS gets red.
I think this is the first time we're seeing that Hazel's face.
Dia sebenarnya best kalau fans sokong MPL banyak sangat sampai MPL tak perlukan sponsor. So kita boleh maintain macam ni. Maksudnya duit cukup banyak untuk MPL gempak. Thank you Lucas Dodolski RM5. W Fel and Faii and Aria and everyone in the chat. Everyone watching the live stream.
The Yishun guy, the jungle carry to
Kalau tengok MPL lagi bapak lama saya tunggu game. Diorang nak bagi tim yang menang rehat panjang. Betul. Scam bagi semua, ya. And then Aero dah first pick. Aria dengan Faii tolong komen about draft nak pergi toilet.
I don't know anything about the draft. We'll see. Wait! The SLE chip!
They know.
Wait, what?
But then the
Wait.
fact is, they're also letting the Kalia as
Oh,
well as
no.
the Kimi through.
Badang is also true too.
Badang is also through as well. I agree.
Know about that chip, bro. I don't know about that chip.
Scrappy. Harith now picked up.
Okay. Deny it off.
No
Deny it
way.
off their opponents. Because so far we've seen that
Oh.
the biggest performer.
Giving the previous
has
game punya
Kuse
flashback. Oh
gets
no.
at Harith. Anything else?
The same draft also. There's Fredrin also.
Kuse Granger's also like overall pretty decent.
It's okay, but it's not as good as his Harith. I feel like his Harith, that's where he can truly be like, oh, I'm in front, I bait you out, I dash backwards after a Purify, and now you're all out of position.
I think you're talking
Hey,
about the
Badang,
hero
I don't know.
being good.
He was doing that at 2 items, come on. He didn't have the whole equipment. Oh, Matilda? What? Wait, that could open up a couple more options. Hazel can
Counter
technically
also.
go alpha if he wants to at this point. And that, I guess, blends up with the
We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Now we're in trouble.
Yes.
We are witnessing
Yeah, Kalia also. Kalia also open. Why not Kalia?
Right now.
Okay, we get Masha. This is one good thing that came up from DX punya draft.
I think that's a little too soon.
That would be the Coach Yep thing.
Man.
Oh, man.
That's the Granger ban.
They got chip.
Okay, Granger ban. One.
Man, they got chip.
Out, so we've already got the classic.
This is a
Harith.
disaster.
With this Harith here.
How do we... No, Moskov.
Moskov is still
No.
there. I think that would be the safest choice unless you want to go back to the Bruno.
Depends how much scaling you actually need. Let's see what mid laner DXS
They've been
wants to go
Granger,
for
they've been
first.
Bucks,
I'm
yeah.
making
ambil
a
air
hard
sekali.
assumption that
Do they
they're
want
gonna-
Kimi or what?
Hey, let's not get into it.
Tapi chip dengan Masha okey. Chip Masha Fredrin okey.
I guess you could
Chip ni okey, chip ni okey.
Okay. I trust you.
Tak sebab kalau chip ulti, Masha dengan Fredrin tak takut masuk. So ni okey, ni okey.
Aria to
Okay,
scout out
okay.
the map against Louis.
I was about to
Utilize the chip very well.
It's a potential for Aero because they have Matilda, but good read from DX.
But they have Matilda, though they still can run.
How wild would it be?
And then
if they
healing
wanna go
also.
for, like Selena.
Oh,
Hari nerf apa? Aku tak ingat cause it really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter.
God damn it.
Sebab nerf dia tak cukup.
Damn it, Bam! He's got me beat. DXS, where do we go for now?
Depends if they want more utility or if they want like more team fight potential. If you want the former, Novaria's there. If you want the latter, then you could go into
Faramir
something
good.
like Eve that provides
Oh, Jushin pun okey. Okey, kali ni draft chip okey. Sebab Jushin tak takut masuk portal, Masha tak takut masuk portal, Fredrin pun tak takut masuk portal. So draft ni, DXO so far is okay. Aero pula, Louis, one of Kim punya best hero. And sekarang apa-apa jungle pun diorang ambil, diorang ambil Xbox. That is a perfect pick. Xbox bagus lawan dengan Fredrin, chip. Masha 50-50, but still, tambah lagi dengan Matilda, this is a good draft.
I like that.
Esme in the first couple levels
Esme ni kebal duk, banyak shield.
Brody, now that's interesting.
Actually, this
Brody,
is
eh?
not a bad idea.
That's my hero! Itu hitam! Tak hitam!
You
Tak hitam!
big gun. What you gonna do, Harif?
Yep, what you gonna do?
Actually, okay. Brody is actually quite good here. Dia bagus untuk Xbox, Harit dengan Esme.
I take it back. Now, I think Esmeralda might actually have some use this time.
50-50 baby. Susah juga dia nak lari.
A lot of that damage is gonna be
Tak, I think dia first item dia akan buat Malefic Raw. And at that point, antara banyak-banyak marksman, Brody boleh terus masuk fight. Dia tak payah fikir. Masuk je portal chip. Dia masuk silap first skill terus ulti je.
Ya, first skill terus keluar balik.
Ya. Bandingkan dengan marksman lain, Brody dia boleh fight awal. No Isenship should be able to do his job. Yeah. 50-50 depend on execution. Yeah, I like the draft. Like ini antara sebab kenapa MPLMO aku okay sikit. The draft makes sense. It makes sense. Kali ni aku tak akan nganjing chip because this is a draft chip boleh perform.
This is a very bold choice.
Eh, dapat Nash.
From Nash, Kawan saya Dr. Sabek NAK Bergambar Esok Volkan Sayang Laphel.
Boleh Nash, no problem Nash. Nanti just ambil je, Aku dekat meja casting English. Kau ambil dapat.
I think Soa made a much smarter choice this time because no matter what, you basically use your alt.
Yo guys, this is 50-50 guys. 50-50. Vote in the chat guys, vote in the chat. Hold on. Aku akan end. Aku akan end poll ni. Aku akan buat poll baru. Aero win. DX. Vote in the chat guys, vote in the chat. Game ni aku tak puji sesiapa cause both team dah tunjuk yang diorang kuat. Kenapa puji chip lol?
Sociabuzz. Faii from Laphel, remontada or nah.
Hey, thank you Luffy for the 5 ringgit. Remontada or nah? Very high chance. Sebab dua-dua team draft is good. Aku suka draft dua-dua team. Sebab it makes sense. Menjadi tak menjadi belakang cerita, but the draft makes sense.
Oh, jaga guys.
Oh, Kim flicker? Kenapa? Salah tekan kot tapi Kim flicker.
Ya.
Yeah, I think
Remontada tu apa dengan cerita comeback.
I think he just wanted to be too safe.
Yeah.
Just too safe.
I'm with Husky on this one. I think it's really safe. You could have waited until the very last second, but at the same
It's the
time,
next
there are
game.
times where it's like this, where you see the butterfly and you still get picked up sometimes if you just don't react in time.
And he doesn't have Purify, so like your Purify timing has to be used before you get lifted up.
Exactly.
That's why Netflix has to be used.
Alright, I see where you're coming from, but yeah, it
Oh,
definitely felt a little
kata Husky sebab dia nak elak daripada kena tarik dengan Jushin. Kimi boleh ulti? Nice, timing ulti cantik. Ui, kau dah tak ada HP Advisor.
GG.
Izzle!
Oh, getting baited. Just
Remontada to revenge. Ah, I see.
Appraisals Wrath, gets turtle,
Dude, Kimin, that was a good Fredrin play. Kau kumpulkan biar grey HP kau banyak. So that kau punya Praises Wrath maximum damage kali dengan Retry. Confirm boleh dapat turtle. Bandingkan dengan lawan dengan Xbox. That was very smart. Oh, ini skin baru Brody
Ya, cantik skin.
Ya, cantik. Stream delay ke?
He's losing the lane pretty hard.
Yeah.
He's still able to at least maintain his farm with a kill under his belt. It's gonna put him in a better
Tak delay sangat. Tak delay.
Especially Storm to kind of do the heavy lifting.
As long as he doesn't die, that's good enough for Siska.
Spanish.
Here comes Kimin.
Dapat.
Energy eruption,
Oh,
diverging
but they're TPing.
rest of Arrow Esports.
Yeah, Kimin still okay. Appraiser's Wrath dapat balik HP. Safe. Selamat.
Bottom lane though, there's a gang go.
Rasi.
Kursi tak nampak. Oi, don't terus masuk. Okay, tapi bagus. Kursi dah baca. That's good. The fact that Kursi boleh elak kena gang macam tu is very good.
Took a long way
Yeah.
back. The TP ends up getting shot down.
Good play.
Oh man, that means Reza was able to get a pretty decent amount of gold plating off that top side. That's a little unfortunate.
Alah hilang.
Dah ada. Tadi lagi masak.
Arrow Esports wants to do is just
Tadi kau pergi
Oh
masak.
yeah, you mentioned tadi. You had mentioned tadi,
export
yeah.
around, and Matilda means that they just have generally more sustainability even when they're up against a Fredrin. So as long as they control the engagement better.
Okay, Siska dah ada burst sikit dengan
Heptasis
Heptasis.
out for Siska too. The next shortcut, Siska is going to be able to do a lot more damage for sure.
Arrow aku rasa kena try dapatkan kill ni.
Turtle down to 40.
Aku rasa Arrow kena dapatkan kill. Okay, Storm flicker terus.
But the EXO taking this blow, playing it safe.
Diorang dapat tangkap Kursi. Kursi dapat lari. Rasi. Siska datang belakang. Siska cuba kejar Zikif. Okay, Hazel dapat kill. Tapi Hazel mati. Kimin selamat. Trade jungle untuk Roma. Ya, worth it for DX lah. Roma untuk jungle.
Oh my goodness.
Ni draft bawa geng masuk tu.
Okay, so most of the time Jushin doesn't build enough stacks on multiple people to lift multiple people at once. This time round, he actually
I wonder if he's not comfortable using Xbox.
And in this case, he
Itu risau dorang put too much time on using Shin sampai hero lain tak practice sangat.
So nicely
Yeah,
done from Storm's side. However, these fights,
It feels like his first time playing.
yeah, you gotta have some expectations.
So banyak dia ulti macam spray and pray, you know.
Long extended
Yeah.
fights. You already got Storm to use both his sprint and as well as
Rasi dah ada Malefic gun. Dah kuat dah ni. Tengok tu.
Comes out, Kosei engaging on KZ, but he flickers away. Shortcut.
Skyzet.
Also
Rasi
forces
Malefic.
Arrow on defense
Rasi,
position.
Skyzet.
The EXO will just take it back. They're completely zoning out the goal lane.
Yeah, they made lane prior to the wave was still very early on. Diversion.
Diversion coming in, Reza coming through.
Boleh.
Bring the rest in. Hazel gonna do a lot of damage with the slash of sanity.
Okay,
Rasi gonna
Hazel.
go up. Kimin buying a lot of time, but he is
Kimin boleh ulti ke?
Just give.
Oh.
The Matilda.
Ulti tak cukup kuat lagi Skyz. Tapi kat atas si tu dapat free farm.
Yeah, betul. He's doing his job.
Like Kusei was in the red zone, but hey, Siska gets top tier 1 and now this
DX yang kena farming dorang punya EXP bukan dorang punya gold lane, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Draft seru budak taman, yap. 77% cakap DX akan menang Okay.
Yes, Malefic gun, it looks like he's
Delay sikit, tak apa.
We'll see it in just a little bit.
Biar delay.
Rolling on, finally finished up here. Now Storm start burning away some of these shields.
Rasi goes in, gonna drop the shortcut off
Okay,
Hazel.
but
Dah tak ada Firaga. Oi, Hazel dapat juga. Oi, tak ada Firaga pun dapat.
bukan dia jauh gila nak mampus ke?
Mesti ni Hazel boleh dapat.
Itulah tu.
Dia punya yang tapi tu ke?
Maybe dia punya api.
Tapi
Nice. Dapat storm. Kimin HP tak banyak, kau punya grey HP pun tak banyak. Siska macam dalam sangat je Siska.
come on Skyzet. Skyzet. Nice.
Aduh, Skyz belum ada damage.
Okay, good. Back skip.
Okay, so far SkyZ main okay dengan dia punya Brody ni. And then Hazel tak mati tadi.
She's playing safe, which is good.
Sekarang Aero dah start hidup balik. Aero's looking pretty good. Tapi Siska on the way nak ambil turret kedua. Okay, tak, dia balik. Dia macam tak damage je. Aku rasa sebab Matilda tu lah. Matilda punya shield tu besar sangat.
Lepas tu di healing lagi.
Di healing lagi. Matilda ni rosak guys. Kita jarang nampak tapi Matilda ni rosak tu. Baiklah DX main ni aku nak Aero vs Homebois sebab Homebois belum jumpa lagi Aero ni. Wah, my phone died, tahu-tahu dah dua-dua. Yep. DXL has been bringing the A game, and honestly Aero is playing good as well. Okay, Siska pun belum ada damage lagi. Yep, belum ada damage. Ni Elim, yes. Siapa kalah nombor 4. Siapa kalah nombor 4, siapa menang minimum nombor 3.
For now, the goal difference is still only 1k in favor of Aero Esports. So it is still anyone's game.
Tapi goal difference tak besar antara semua. So I think dia punya goal lead ni tak rasa sangat. Draft late game, dua-dua kuat late game.
I'm hoping Zed ada enough damage lah bagi SkyZ space.
Oish, Hazel kena balik.
Apa, Masha doing his job.
It's actually split pushing top lane. Aero Esports.
Diorang nak TP ke Masha ke? Oh, diorang tak TP.
No.
Yeah. Nice Siska, nice. Dia bagi minion tu mati. Dia diorang tak dapat farm.
Siska, come on.
The devil on Siska's shoulder.
Yeah, he's just whispering to him. It's like, you're gonna get it.
Nah, he timed it perfectly.
Good job. Okay.
Nice. And he still gets to set up the push.
Chim ni kira setup hero ke? Kind of. So bila dia ulti pun ada small immobilize lah. Aku dah tak ingat dah. Siapa Skypiercer? SkyZ eh?
Tak perasan.
Oh, SkyZ damage dah sakit. Dah.
Should be him.
And then Siska tak join pun fight. GG. Okay, Siska masuk.
Bagi
Oi, Kimi dapat load.
Alhamdulillah.
Tak payah paksa guys.
Ambil mid. The minions are winning already.
And then Siska ambil mid. Oi, Siska dapat Masha terus. Meta kiri tu semua connect dengan Matilda. Louis plus Aria plus Esme ada shield. Kalau Xbox memang sustain. Tapi tu lah, Xbox so far tak dapat sustain tu. Aku rasa sebab si Hazel asyik depan sangat tu. Dia asyik ambil free damage daripada DX. Storm. Oh, Storm. Skypiercer. Okay, makes sense. Game DX control, guys. Kalau DX dapat reverse sweep ni, berapa banyak team Philippines cakap Aero pergi MSC. Like, think about that. Team PH rasa Aero kuat tapi DX dapat reverse sweep. Boy.
I just need SkyZ to play safe. That's all. Okay, dia dah ada apa yang kuning tu? Rose gold je.
Secara teori, Masha dengan Esme siapa menang lane? I would say entahlah, aku rasa 50-50. Tapi dua-dua pun tak perlu menang lane. Like, menang lane is not apa yang Masha dengan Esme nak buat. Sebab dua-dua dia nak farming.
Not too much.
Hazel? Asal ke depan sangat ni Hazel? Hazel, are you okay? Asal depan sangat tu? Bro, what are you doing? Hazel control game apa?
SkyZ.
Bro, Hazel, what are you doing, bro?
Go SkyZ. Damn.
Bro, Hazel!
Pak hitam.
What was that, bro? Not only PH, ID also say Aero gonna go MSC. Am I the only one that thinks that's a bad play?
Bad play though? Yeah, it is a bad play. I was just focusing on SkyZ.
Oh, Ziki nak mati dah tu.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Diorang dah paksa ulti. Oh, SkyZ nak mati tu. Oh, baik dah Kuse. Tapi Kuse mati. Oh. Tapi okay lah. Because of Kusei, DxO tak boleh push. Aduh.
Alright. No inhibitors go down. Best case scenario for Aero. That was the fleeting
He's in the DNA. Hazel offside very early. I feel what happened though.
That's why you get 2 portals.
Aku tak tahu kenapa Hazel ke depan tadi.
Gets saved by Kusei's hero play at the cost of his life. And that's
Tapi Hazel macam tak perform doh 3-3 game ni.
Ya, tak ada Yisunshin, dia terus macam tak pasti nak main hero ni macam mana.
Especially this one. Dia tak selesa pakai Xbox.
Aero TP ke depan, DX TP ke belakang, GG. Tak. Aria, aku rasa dalam game ni memang siapa yang patut ke depan? Memang patut Hazel ke depan ke Reza?
I feel like Reza. Reza should.
Sebab aku rasa kalau Hazel dia nak ke depan macam tu kan. Pendapat aku lah, kalau Hazel nak ke depan macam tu, dia jual dia punya War X, lepas tu beli Immortal. Kalau kau beli Immortal kau boleh open map macam tu. Okay, dah ada Immortal okay. Aku rasa mistake sebab dia tak tunggu Immortal untuk buat gerakan macam tu.
Fokus damage
Oh, okay. Siska?
Oh, nice.
Alright.
Aero Esports again able to disengage with no
Oh, dia follow.
casualties.
Oi, TP. Dah ulti dah. Oh, SkyZ terpisah. GG, SkyZ mati. Tapi damage apa ni? Damage Rasi. Oi, Rasi punya damage memang gila. Oi, right. Kau Siska triple kill. Oi, dapat balik HP. Siska minion. Siska savage. Oh my god, Siska.
GG sia.
Yo.
That's it. Is this real?
Bro, savage bro. Kimi nak bangun dah.
Let's go DX.
Bro.
So good.
Bro, Storm pun tak percaya. What the heck? Dude, DxO dari MAL tu. Team daripada MAL minimum top 3 tu. Bro. DxO, bro. Dude, that's savage, bro.
Iconic. Damn, Siska. Seriously, the best rookie.
Best rookie.
Bro.
For real.
Xbox is a throw a bit lah.
I dah melompat dah like what's savage.
Wow. Unreal.
Jangan bagi dia Masha, bro. Masha kat Malaysia bahaya, bro. Bro, Siska. Rookie of the season, Siska lah, bro.
Good game. That was a good game.
What just happened, bro? Siska now is the only good EXP laner in Malaysia. I would say, like, a Malaysian EXP, yes. Siska is the best Malaysian EXP. But Vel and Cram are like there as well. Product MAL. These are from MAL, guys. Kimin MAL, Siska MAL. SkyZ pernah MPL tapi dia pun daripada MAL last season, bro.
3 rookie.
Tak, SkyZ pernah main, so dia tak boleh kira rookie.
Dua.
But still,
ini perjalanan Aero Esports.
Hazel too much talk, can't even secure top 3.
That was the best savage.
Aku kuatkan volume sikit, aku nak dengar.
Untuk MPL Malaysia musim ini. But still, ladies and gentlemen, mari kita bagi tepukan kepada mereka.
Nangis ke?
Itu adalah satu perjalanan yang sangat-sangat hebat sepanjang musim ini. Kita boleh nampak macam mana mereka actually bounce back daripada kekalahan. Hampir tak layak playoff. Perubahan daripada transfer window. And selepas tu dapat top 4.
Top 4 sampai not found. Jangan ingatkan. I nak mengelak.
Bismillah. Untuk fans Aero, sorry. Kita orang kena comeback. Untuk DX, patutnya korang bangga dengan korang punya team. Walaupun ini first season dorang, tapi dorang still boleh dapat top 3.
Yeah. Nice game.
Untuk next game korang,
daripada Tangina kepada
untuk Aero, kami minta maaf sangat.
Yo, shout outs to Kim, man. Shout outs to Kim. Maturity dekat situ. Bila dia kalah, dia puji dia punya opponents and wish dia good luck untuk Homebois. Kim is a big man.
Yeah. Bro dah matang. Let him cook.
Let him cook, bro, dah matang.
And we hope to see you guys come back stronger.
Nice speech, Kim. Nice speech. Guys, W for Kim, guys.
MAL yang
It takes a real champion to know how to take a loss. Oh, Rasi. Oh, Rasi. Oh, budak-budak taman.
Give it up for D.
Good sportsmanship. Amazing sportsmanship. Yo, DXO!
Storm. What an intense series. Maybe you can take us back a little bit. What happened in the first and second game?
Sociabuzz. 5 McCain Kusing from someone buff Bapa Mertua.
Betul, buff bapak mertua. Kejap nak dengar orang punya interview.
You guys talk about backstage that led to the win in game 3, 4 and 5. It's literally a reverse sweep.
I think just really all in because there's nothing to lose. In the first place, we're the dark horse and we're top 6 in regular season, so like there's nothing else we need to prove. So we just played our all in game 3, 4 and 5.
Daripada top 6 sekarang top 3.
There is truly nothing to lose.
Bro.
And I know that you guys have probably been on social media this past few days. And actually a lot of the players outside of Malaysia, a lot of them
Thank you to Homebois.
to get the second ticket.
Thank you, Homebois.
And this time, you guys actually sent them home. So what does this win mean for you guys?
1 McCain Kusing from someone MPL My Sister Hazel 2026.
A bit off also, so the mood of this prior to this match, I think.
Kenapa Storm tunjuk jari tengah? Storm tunjuk betul. Storm tunjuk jari.
1 McCain Kusing from Kingdom BE RDARA Malay Tak ADAYG Terrace Tastu Kene Hantar Paling DGNT Malja MMG.
Gila tu Kingdom Darah.
Yes, so memang best.
Aria Faii. Tadi ada orang hantar sociabuzz. Dia cakap, Hazel cakap Malaysia tak keras, pasu kena hantar balik dengan tim dari MAL.
LOL.
LOL.
Fasa pertama playoffs. Adakah itu betul?
Makan diri.
DXO yang akan jumpa Homebois nanti
betul,
dah lain dah dengan
betul.
DXO dulu.
Lain.
Okay, apa yang lain?
Kita orang semua.
Tak, muka macam sama je.
Gameplay.
Oh, gameplay. Lain kali bagi tahulah. Okay. Now that you say gameplay is different, apa yang berlaku sepanjang 2 minggu off ni? Apa yang DXO buat?
Tak buat apa, makan sama je. Mandi sama. Tak ada.
2 minggu ni cuma makan sama tu je.
Bonding. Apa korang buat?
Kita buat apa? Bonding apa kita?
Makan je lah, saya rasa.
Kita bonding apa je?
Okay, tak ada.
I think the questions need to be a bit better.
Makan tu boleh menang lah.
I think the questions need to be a bit better,
Alright,
tapi
Stadium juara.
the players could answer better also lah.
5 games. Tapi, siapakah MVP anda?
Siska
lah, come on lah.
Kita tengok
Savage play off.
3, 2, 1. MVP jatuh kepada
Siska.
Nah, it's definitely Siska. The savage, the best savage.
Siska.
1 from Amaji.
But you can't deny that savage.
MSC MGK in Stu Malaysia Terkejut.
first savage daripada
Yeah, dude, DX could go MSC. Like legit, DX could go MSC. Oh my god.
Saya pun tak tahu.
Tak tahu. Memang mantap.
Oh, he's
Memang mantap. Masuk je.
Tiba-tiba dapat savage pula. Tak perasan ke dapat savage? Tiba-tiba dia orang tak perasan. Tiba-tiba dia orang kata, savage.
tak perasan.
Yeah, dah rasa nak ambil lah tu.
Dia suruh masuk ke apa? Siapa yang buat keputusan?
Buat apa dengan tadi tengah hype lah.
Storm tengah lompat-lompat dah ke belakang ni.
Siapa yang bagi call lah dia?
Sebab tadi apa ni? SkyZ matilah kan. Lepas tu tiba-tiba pula Savage. So siapa yang suruh masuk? Ke awak yang masuk je?
Tadi manager saya suruh masuk tadi.
Manager kat belakang, tak apalah ya. Tak apalah. Okay, hari ni main 2 perlawanan yang berturut-turut. Macam mana you guys akan...
DX can't beat SRG. Bro, this is MAL team. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. Like legit, like, and the thing is, you don't have to beat SRG. Just go to the grand finals and then you go to MSC.
Rasa perlawanan tu akan...
DX kumpul Savage kat MPLMY dah 3 Savage dah.
Adrenaline
in one season. This is a rookie team.
Kusing from Moon Mengambang, DX Menang Belanya Cat, Laphel vote watch party style dekat YouTube.
Thank you, Moon Mengembang bagi 3 makanan kucing. Fel, message Mirko, his boy Hazel got sent back home by a non-keras team. I wonder if they're watching the game. I wonder if they're watching the game. I think they're not watching the game. Biarlah, let it be a surprise. Let it be a surprise.
2. So, kali ini ada benda ke yang sepatutnya Homebois berhati-hati dengan DXO?
Apa? Macam penat ketemu Homebois terus. Jadi main je lah.
Main je.
Erpang. Betul draft baru boleh menang.
Oh, so you suruh Erpan draft betul-betul
Tapi I agree. Season ni draft memang kena betul tu untuk menang.
Thank you very much. I won't keep you guys long. Ladies and gentlemen, sekali lagi ini adalah DXO. Pasukannya akan teruskan perjalanan mereka ke bracket finals pada petang nanti. So
Top 4 MY terperform. Yeah.
Mana-mana. With that, let us throw it back to the casters to break down apa yang jadi dalam perlawanan ini.
Bro, I'm proud of DXO, bro. A rookie team. And then now this.
And no more road to MSC, but that road stays alive for DXO. MVP of the match going over to the
Savage from Siska reminds me of Momo. Bila next match, pukul 4 in 2 more hours. Aku rasa aku off dulu, aku makan solat and everything, and then kita akan masuk balik untuk game Homebois. But bro, at this point, DXO top 3, this is a new standard untuk MAL. The next team, katakan kalau team CG masuk MPL, this is the new benchmark. Bro, that's
changed things. Zoning, providing vision, cancelling out the back line, and then in the final game, the final play, getting the first ever Savage on an EXP laner for season 15.
So see ya. Ngam aku nak rewatch balik match ni. Oh, it's a good match. Sunfrost cuba mengambil credit. I think he deserves it. MPL Homebois lagi seru tu. Dari MAL ke EWC, one more. Kalau diorang kalahkan Homebois, diorang pergi EWC. Full MAL susah sikit kot. Yeah, but at least macam Red diorang tukar semua sekali. Yang ni diorang masih simpan Kimin dengan Siska. And technically Skyzer is not a rookie, tapi dia daripada MAL. So this is good. Ancha mana Ancha? How many MNC representative from MY2?
1 from Fans DX Sajak 1992. VAR check minute 11:25 Stone MGL Big Brain Play Team.
11:25. Yeah. 11:25. Yeah.
Which Kim is realizing.
Okay. Big play daripada Storm Okay, sekejap. 11:25. Okay. Oh, oi! Dia terus masuk dalam. Yeah, not gonna lie. Big brain. Dia nampak orang apa? TP kat sini. And then I don't know whether Rasi made the call ataupun Storm made the call. Terus buka ulti. And then Storm sandwichkan dorang dekat sini. Not gonna lie, yeah, big brain daripada Storm. Big brain. Like, we don't know was it on purpose or not, but definitely big brain. And then dia dekat sini, and then dia dapat control like the damage dealers of Arrow. That was actually really good.
Hazel gonna be picked off. It's a double kill for SkyZed. This guy also gonna be losing his life. And he's barely dreaming for triple kill. SkyZed.
Bro, this is so good, man. This is so good.
Sure as heck have left.
Memang gila Laphel, tak pernah aku sepuas ni tengok playoff. Kan, this is really good. They're the dark horse. You want to see the Savage again?
He just spotted them too.
Okay, guys, sneak.
Dia HP tadi.
Ni yang bagus, Siska dia dapat reset tu untuk dapatkan 2 thunderclap.
Yes, exactly. So, macam kenapa dia nak masuk? Dia punya HP low.
Ya, SkyZ buat mistake kat sini. But it's okay sebab Siska ada. Kim dia Winter and then Lala kena bunuh dengan Siska. Pom. Tahu ni Siska flicker and then dia reset balik dia punya HP. Boom, dia dapat 2 thunderclap. 2 thunderclap. Hello ones, baru masuk. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you for Watchparty. Jom solat guys. Siapa cakap MAL tak function? This is going to be the new benchmark. Mana-mana team MAL lepas ni, diorang kena main macam ni. So betul lah Storm badai, betul loh. Iznami cakap betul. Storm ni genius. SkyZ mana diorang pandang dulu, but now he is one of the top 3 goal inner. Yes. Yeah, Storm genius. Aku main rank pun, kalau nampak enemy datang-datang kat tempat sempit, memang aku suka buat fight kat situ. Lagi kalau draft banyak AOE.
Astronot, tengok dia astronot.
Bro. Bro. Now that match, absolute cinema. That match, absolute cinema. That was a big upset.
One from Apex, Napasni HV versus DX Pangle, the next gen derby, Jilla Manjanja jumper.
Next gen derby. That's nice. That's nice.
He had the reset ready to go. He already shot.
That's nice. I'm gonna suggest that to Tuminton.
Unfortunate timing of a taunt. Really,
we'll get to see it in a moment. But yeah, the highlights really show that DXO was playing super duper well with this chip.
Bukan Jamal, John Solid Makandu fell match jam 4 PM Hihi AKU Dal on notif YouTube channel Cal.
Thank you very much. Bukan Jamal. Yes.
Dulu main dekat MPL ke dekat MPL?
Apa dia?
So clean.
Yeah, I think this is the only fight where
Apa dia?
DXO probably had a bit of
MPL ke
disjointed communication.
Hazel?
Stolen went out on his own. And then we see like divergent plays.
Hello Aria. Hazel.
The first good ones from
MPL. Hazel main MPL.
God. The timing, look at this.
CP and then the portal drops.
Dia main MPL tapi time tu ada banyak jungler, so dia orang pilih orang lain. Derby new era, yeah, Derby new era. The real absolute cinema. That game was absolute cinema. This guy is rookie of the season, no comment. Yep. Tupan seronok. Tapi Hobie pun bagi benchmark MAL kat Vel. Ni kisah-kisah diorang macam SRG dulu ke macam mana? Sebenarnya ni nampak macam Team Hub. Team Hub pun masuk season tu terus champion. Aku tak tahu sama ada DX boleh kalah ke SRG, but if they do, that is legendary.
From Soul, Team Saya Tuhihi.
Memang team awak lah, so thank you for the RM1. Savage Siska, bro. Siska punya nama akan masuk Hall of Fame MPL Malaysia. Vamos dah boleh belanja main dengan DX. Page players after DXO won over Arrow. Ni baru episode sinema yang benar. Sambung nombor, yes, pukul 4. Aku setuju dengan kau, Vel, yang Siska dan Saizat gabung dengan trio SRG untuk SEA Game. Ya, kalau trio SRG nak lah. Aku tu je lah. So aku tak tahu SRG nak ke tak.
Me too. But at least this series has.
Tapi Team Hub pakai player yang proven. Memang kau Hazel kena troll. DXO tu no dia father-in-law ke Vel?
But for the way it ended, I think DXS
Sunfrost happy betul. Kita semua happy because that was a good game. Dia bukan one-sided tau. Dia bukan one-sided tau. By the way guys, siapa yang bagi suggestion next gen derby, aku message Munton, and Munton cakap yes, kita orang akan pakai itu. SEA Game SRG on, ISFJ off. I see. Okay, makes sense. Disebabkan korang cakap dekat sini, korang bagi sociabuzz, Munton akan pakai next gen derby time MPR nanti. So korang tengok, korang akan nampak. Totally good game. Hero balik ke? Yes. W idea. Siapa yang cakap next gen derby? Nova tak? Yes, Nova. Pukul 4 nanti I live balik. One more Laphel. SEA Games boleh coach import. Yes, Azrai. Yes. Tak silap ISF dengan SEA Games boleh import. So kalau Arcadia nak, dia boleh. Cuma kalau Arcadia coach untuk SEA Game, kita kena sokong dia. Sebab kita nampak sebelum ni masa ISF, orang Filipin semua marah, cakap dia pengkhianat, and so kita kena tolong orang. Tak sia-sia tak ambil OT hari ni. Aero naik airplane. Fair tak nak coach SEA Game ke? I think let the proven coaches do it lah. Weh, aku tinggal kejap je terus reverse sweep. Ini MPL Malaysia, kita tak boleh tinggal kejap. Kita tak boleh tinggal kejap sebab game memang happening cepat gila. Aku nak dengar Savage. Oh, ini semua game, okay. Asal request kat Munton tu, apa yang di request kat Munton, dia duk sian coach RSS sebelum. Next gen derby, let's go next gen derby. Ni untuk namakan Homebois versus DX next gen derby. Kita request dekat Munton untuk namakan next gen derby.
Nice one. Good game. Nice one guys.
Tengok momentum DXO ni, ada gaya 3-2 juga lawan Homebois ni. Yup. Baru balik dari meet and greet, Sep. Tengok dah habis. Fast games guys, fast games.
Endable. Just get out of the way. Look good. Sini. Sprint. I can front. No damage. Mati.
Korang rasa orang akan blame Hazel ataupun orang akan blame team Hazel? Nice Rasi.
Boleh. Don't flicker Hilda. Ini.
I got to give me guys.
Timmy.
I'll take back.
GG guys. Nice catch Rasi.
I think they respected the Masha too much. I see that Aero is a little bit too afraid to do any plays. Even though they have Louis, they're so afraid. Like during Lord area also, Masha terang ke atas. They didn't do anything. They didn't do poke. They don't poke the opponent. Didn't do anything. They were just waiting around.
Actually, I rasa is because Hazel asyik ke depan lah. Belum apa-apa dia punya Firagama dah habis dah.
Yeah.
Kalau Hazel boleh tahan depan tu, I think they can do something. Ataupun si siapa nama dia? Reza tu ke depan kan. Tak ada orang open map.
Yeah. True. But I guess if I were Hazel, I'm confused also. Like, should I book up map? Oh, it's so good this one. Oh, so good.
Oh, ada Siska tak perasan Savage. Siska tak perasan betul dia Savage. Kata Hazel di Malay gak ada yang keras Fail. Kau balik awal. Tapi Fail, kau pernah bawa team SEA Games nombor 3. Jadi ada pengalaman tu. Ya, ada pengalaman. Tapi kalau antara aku dengan Ark, aku rasa better Ark. Aku cuma kesian kat teammate Hazel je. Expect banyak komen cakap Hazel nak carry 4 dark system.
My cats are fighting?
You could.
They're fighting?
Oh, guys, that was a good game. That was a good game.
Nayano.
On notification, aku makan, aku solat. Maybe aku akan start awal sikit, maybe like I don't know, 350, 340, something like that. And then kita akan tengok Homebois lawan DX. Let's hope for another cinematic game. Terima kasih banyak untuk orang yang datang tengok, like, share, comment. Orang yang bagi donation sama ada dekat YouTube ataupun dekat sociabuzz. Shoutouts DXO menang kalah lepas ni. That was an amazing game. Alright, see you guys. Bye bye.
See you guys. Thank you.